Go freaking Stros. Go Astros. Go, go, go. Go Astros. Go Astros all day, every day, all the time. For those of you who are new to the channel, welcome. For those of you who are coming back, I love you. Thank you so much. I want to be your friend forever. Come over to my house, stay, have a bite to eat. You can rest on the sofa. You can sleep on my extra bed. You can have some food out of the fridge. Just don't take too much of my keto-friendly food because I can't have the carbs. Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you are on this earth. Thank you so much for being here today. We have Game 4, the Astros versus those Submariners. This is a 3 a.m. game for me. It's 3 o'clock exactly right now. I got started on time like I wanted to. Thank goodness. I went to bed a little early. I had a really good sleep. And I woke up. And I had this dream that my alarm clock had gone off and I just slept through it. And then suddenly I realized, wait a second. I never actually set my alarm. I never set my alarm. Did I sleep past the game start? So I looked at my clock, and it was only about, I don't know, midnight? Because I'd gone to bed a little early, not too early, maybe 10 o'clock. So I'd only been asleep for about 2 hours, but I felt pretty good at that time. I was like, hey, that's nice. I've only been sleeping for 2 hours, but I feel like I got some really good sleep. I used the toilet, and I went right back to sleep, no problem. I had some stuff on my mind, and I was like, I know how to deal with that. I've got some really good, I don't want to call them meditation practices, but I really believe 100%, guys, 100%, that no matter who you are, you must not, this is for everybody, you must not, absolutely must not go to sleep in any sort of negative mood. If you got stuff on your mind, if you're worried or scared or angry or whatever, it doesn't matter. Not even neutral. You should even go to sleep neutral. You should go to sleep in a real positive, good feeling, okay? Feeling. A feeling of assurance, not some fake positive stuff where you go to sleep saying like a mantra. You know, you don't go to sleep saying, I'm healthy, I'm wealthy, you know, and doggone it, people like me. You don't go to sleep saying that. You go to sleep feeling it. Feeling it, guys. And so I went back to sleep. I put that stuff out of my mind that was attempting to get me off track at midnight, and I went right back to sleep like a good baby, like a good big baby, like the good big baby that I am, because I am a big baby boy in my heart. And I was able to go back to sleep and sleep another 2.5 hours really nicely. My alarm went off, and guess what? When my alarm went off, I just happened to be awake. I woke up and then I rolled over onto my side, from my right side to my left side, and that's when my alarm happened to go off. And the reason I woke up actually is because once again I had to pee. I typically have to get up a couple of times at least per night. Now if I have a really good night, I'll sleep for like 7 hours at least without waking up or getting up at all to pee. But because I am recovering with my kidney situation, getting up a couple of nights to urinate, I guess you could say, is not uncommon. But I just happened to wake up just a few seconds before my alarm went off, and I was like, heck yeah, it's time to get up, baby. And that was about 2:30 a.m. And whenever I went to get up and turn on the computer, I noticed I had several messages from my future wife. She doesn't know it yet, but she's my future wife. I've decided that she and I are married. And she had sent me several messages after working late, about 1:30 in the morning. And to me, this is what happens. This is the kind of thing that manifests or occurs when you believe it first. You really believe it and feel it first. And then it starts to happen. It's not the other way around. BitDog in the live chat says 2 out of 3 ain't bad, but 3 out of 4 is even better. Geaux Stros. Better words not said about this series, BitDog. I agree 100%. I was hoping for a sweep, but I am perfectly content if the Astros come out of this 3-1, because the Mariners are in first place. The Astros right now are 2.5 games back. With a win today, they will be just 1 game back. How about that? Just 1 game back from these nasty, dirty Submariners. This division rival. Let's get this game on. Should be getting the first pitch in just a few minutes, about 5 minutes or so. I'm already making my coffee. And good news, guys, for those of you who are familiar with Costco, there is a Costco in Hiroshima. And I'm so happy that I'm able to go back there. I like going to Costco. It's not really close to my house, though, from my Kominka. But, you know, here's the thing about living in Japan. Of course, there are many different things about living in Japan. But as it relates to the house, okay, most apartments and houses, you know, most of the dwelling places in Japan, there's something that they have in common, and that is space. And that, you could say, is everywhere in Japan. Everywhere in Japan, there's a space issue. And I'm not talking about aliens. I'm talking about room. You know, the streets are often small. You know, not the highways and stuff. Yeah, that's right, Sergio. 1.5. That's right. If I said 1, I meant 1.5. 2.5, we're back right now. But with a win, we'll be 1.5 back. That's right. It'll move us 1 full game closer. That's what I meant to say. If I misspoke, then that's what I meant, what you just said. But anyway, no matter what it is, side roads, back roads, community streets, houses, yards, and all of these things are kind of a premium in Japan, especially in the main cities. You don't have much room. And so it's not like the U.S. And of course, I know that in the U.S. you have some big cities, and space can be at a premium, and it can be expensive. And not everybody can have a nice big house and yard in New York City. But a lot of America is big and open and spread out, right? Most of America is not like New York. You know, even if you take a city like Houston, I haven't been in Houston in a while, but I can tell you this: I know for sure that in Houston, it's not difficult to find a big house and a yard. It's not difficult. In Japan, you can find that. It's a little challenging. But the main thing that you need is a lot of extra money. Because if you want a big house with a nice big yard, you're going to pay through the nose, mister. And I know some of you will probably say, well, yeah, prices are expensive here in America too. Well, I don't mean to say that it's just expensive. That's not what I mean. What I mean is, compared to the cost of other types of places, the cost is huge. It's huge. Because, like I said, space is at a premium. And that space includes inside the apartments, inside the houses. There's not a whole lot of space in most of these places. And so being able to go to Costco and actually stock up on stuff, especially things that go in the freezer, it's not easy. Most people can't do it. Where do they put this stuff? You got a small fridge? If you're lucky, you have a kitchen or a pantry or something that's big enough to put an extra freezer and then store some stuff. And then you have some dry stock. But I'm telling you, man, a lot of places here in Japan are so small, you just can't get much stuff. So people go to the supermarket way too often. I don't like going to the supermarket often. I like to go there and get a bunch of stuff that I'm going to use for like the next month. That's what I like. So right now, I prefer frozen vegetables. You know, right now next to me I have some unsalted mixed nuts. I've got my huge bag of Lion coffee. I've got block cheese. What else do I have? I have big cans of chicken, and then tuna, cans of tuna. And if I go buy these things at Costco, I can buy these huge stockpiles of stuff. And in this old house that I live in the countryside, yeah, it's not right in the city. It takes a little while to drive from here to the main city. That's true. But man, I can stock up anything I want. I can buy until the cows come home. And around here, it's mostly deer and wild pigs, even bears around this area. There are black bears around here. I haven't seen any. I've only seen wild pigs. Tons of deer. You wouldn't believe how many deer you can see out here sometimes. Dylan Moore is going to be the leadoff batter today. He'll be facing Colton Gordon. Colton Gordon is on the mound again for the Stros. I'm looking for him to have a good game today. I am looking for the Astros to come back and have a good scoring game today. And for Colton Gordon to be on fire. Man on fire today, and that is Colton Gordon, my friends. Sergio says, I'm in Houston, you're right. It's fairly easy to find a large yard. Yeah. Houston, I think is so much easier than a place like New York. New York's layout is just different. All right, first pitch of the game is about to be on the way. Here it comes. Swing and a miss on the very first pitch. How do you like that? Strike one. Welcome to the game, Mr. Moore. Would you like more strikes? Here comes the next pitch. Just a little low and inside. Four-seam fastball missing. That was only 90 miles an hour. Location wasn't too bad, just a little off. Next toss. Right in the bottom of the zone. Good one. 1-2. 80-mile-per-hour changeup, looks like. Here comes the fourth pitch. Hit high in the air. Looks like it's going to be playable on the right side. Walker's over. Right by the wall. He's got it. One down. Good job, Mr. Walker. Cal Raleigh comes to the plate with one out. Let's see what Gordon can do with this guy. What he will do. Fouls back that first pitch. Leads off with another strike. It is 3:13 in the middle of the night here. Here's the next toss. Hit hard to left field, but high. Well, that's right. That's center field, not left field. I guess it's the camera angle. It fooled me. Myers puts it away for out number 2. 2 pitches, another fly out. First one was a foul out. This one was a fly out. 2 up and 2 down. 6 pitches for Gordon. Here's the 7th. Swing and a miss. How do you like that? Curveball, 75 miles an hour. Julio Rodriguez. The information on the screen changed. This is grounded right through the hole on the left side. Unfortunately, there's a single. 2 out, runner on first in the first inning. Man, I was looking for out number 3. He did get the ground ball, but it just got through the hole. Directly between Pena and Paredes. Rosarina comes to the plate. First pitch, grounded, foul down the third base line. Sergio, how's the weather in Houston today? It is really chilly out here. It got down to about 44, 45 degrees last night. This is hit into right field, another single. It's going to be a soft serve to Cam Smith. Cam Smith brings it back in, keeps Rodriguez on second base. 2 singles in a row after a foul out and a fly out. Back-to-back singles. Soft hit singles, too. A grounder and a soft liner to right field, opposite field. It's okay. Calm down, Mr. Gordon. You got this. Mitch Garver comes to the plate. First pitch is on the way, right in there on the outside edge. Curveball. Strike 1. Pitch count is still not bad. 11 pitches. A ground out here, a fly out would not be bad. Here's the pitch. Ooh, another strike. Outside lower corner with the Swiffer. That was a nice pitch. Perfectly in the zone there. Lower outside zone. 2 strikes. Here comes the next toss. That's lined right up the middle. Oh my gosh, that's right into the gap. That's going to score a run. Almost all the way to the wall. And 2 runs scored. 2-0. Just like that. Man, didn't see that coming. 2 up and 2 down. And then a double by Garver on an 0-2 count. He just put it in the wrong location. He had that pitch in the wrong location. Right on the fat part of the bat. 2-0 Mariners. Man, how disappointing is that with 2 outs? First pitch to Donovan Solano is in there for a strike. 91 mile per hour fastball. Okay, Gordon. I'm giving Gordon 3 runs max. He can't give up more than 3. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Solano kind of half swings at that, tips it, goes into the glove. That's going to be strike 2. So another 0-2 count. Getting ahead, but getting that 3rd strike, man. Let's get the 3rd strike. Too low. Ball 1. 3 hits this inning. 2 runs scored. Good efficiency. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Runner on second. 2 outs. Here's the pitch. Fouled off. Hey, Mark. Weather okay in Houston? I was at 10. Not too bad. Well, you say 10, you're talking about 10 Fahrenheit or Celsius? Just barely missed. A little out of the zone. 2 balls, 2 strikes. The temperature here got down to around 8 Celsius. Here's a pitch. This is hit out into right field and right at Cam Smith. That's the one we needed for that 3rd out. My gosh. Disappointing for those first 2 runs. Man, the first two batters, easy outs for Colton Gordon. And then he was throwing strikes. He was getting 0-2, 0-2, 0-2. 3 hits. Back to back to back. Mariners have 2 runs just like that. 2-0. So the Astros have work to do. I don't really care about 2 runs on the board. Don't care about that. What I care about is the Mariners staying at no more than 3 runs and the Astros scoring 5 runs. That's what I need to see in this game. That's what I expect in this game. We are on commercial break now. Bottom of the first coming up in just a moment. Let's take a look at the Astros lineup. Paredes is back in the field today at third base. He'll be batting second. Pena is leading off, of course. And Altuve is in left field today, batting third, followed by Christian Walker, batting fourth at first base. Caratini is the DH, batting fifth today. Jake Myers batting sixth in center field. Yainer Diaz catching, batting seventh. And it looks like Cam Smith will be in right field, batting eighth. And Mauricio Dubon is at second base, batting ninth. Walker had a couple of hits yesterday. His batting average is back up over 200. So right now, this batting lineup, nobody is under 200. I remember earlier in the season when we had several guys under 200. And I don't mean like early in the season. Besides Walker, the lowest batting average right now is Yainer Diaz. Is that a surprise or what? He's just batting 227. But everybody else is batting at least 253. Can't complain about that. Castillo is on the mound. Here's the first pitch. Pena does a little check swing, but they say he goes around. Strike one. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. Bottom of the zone, strike two. Let's see if the Astros can do the same thing, get 2 strikes and start getting hits. Pena is actually batting 343 in the leadoff position. Pretty crazy considering how he struck out like 3 times in a row the other day. Or was that yesterday? My days are mixed up. Every day's the same. Here's the 0-2 pitch. There we go. The Astros get the single right over the head of the shortstop. Pena is on. The Flash is on base. So the Astros start doing the same thing, except they start earlier. They don't go for the 2 outs. They're like, forget that. Let's just go straight to the 0-2 single. Leadoff spot. Batting average continuing to go up in that leadoff spot for Pena. Paredes comes to the plate with 1 runner on and no outs. Here comes the first pitch. Way outside. Almost got away. Pena walks back to first base. Come on, Astros need to have a big first inning. Odds are in their favor, considering how many first inning zeros they put up. Next pitch, right in there, 86-mile-per-hour slider. 1-1 is the count to Isak the ball, Paredes. Mark says 10 a.m., 10 in the morning. I gotcha. Konnichiwa go, says Astros Houston. Konnichiwa. I can't say Ohayo gozaimasu. Good morning to you. Here's the pitch. No, he goes over to first base. He lightly tags him on his butt. He just gently put the ball on him like he didn't want to hurt him. That was funny. Pena is back, no problem, and now he's got his lead off. 1-1 pitch to Paredes is on the way. Ooh, up and in. 94-mile-per-hour pitch misses. 2-1. Got about a dozen people watching right now. Make sure you remember to like the live stream. I've got 12 likes already, so it looks like you guys are doing that. Thank you so much. 2 balls and 1 strike to Paredes. Here comes the pitch. This one sits straight up in the air. Is it going to be playable? No. Goes back just into the stands. No play for the catcher. 2 balls and 2 strikes. I'm wondering if Pena's going to try to attempt stealing. He might wait for a full count. Two balls, 2 strikes. Here comes the pitch. High and outside. 96-mile-per-hour fastball missing the mark. Full count. We'll see if Pena is going to be off and running here. Paredes calls for a timeout. Here comes the next pitch. 3-2 count. Hit hard down the left field side, but just foul. That was a rip. Line drive shot. Not far away. Altuve on deck. Another 3-2 pitch to Paredes. Bounce to the third base side, just foul. Pena was off to the races. He'll have to go back to first base. We'll have a third 3-2 pitch. I'm still sitting at 376 subs. Yesterday, all day long, all I got was 1 sub. I'm shocked. You know, the past week has been so good, getting between 8 and 12 subs a day, and then just 1 yesterday. Kind of sad. Here's the pitch. High in the air and back, out of play again. That was a 96-mile-per-hour fastball. Just couldn't get on top of it. You can see right here. I had to bring his fists in a little bit to get that. Here's the pitch. Grounded to the left side, and it's through. There's the other single. There we go. So the Astros get the back-to-back singles after all. The Mariners get 2 outs in the first inning. The top of the first, the Astros get 2 outs against them, and then they get 3 singles. The Astros start off with 2 singles. So they just skip the outs, and they're like, screw that. We don't want the outs. We just want to get the singles. So Pena and Paredes back-to-back singles, and that brings up my hero Jose Altuve, who's been on fire recently. Castillo is up to 12 pitches already. Not an out to be had. Here's the first pitch to Altuve. He shows bunt, pulls back. The pitch is outside for ball 1. 96-mile-per-hour sinker missing the mark. I hate to see Altuve bunting, but you know it's also possible that he can get on with a bunt. Infielders are in. Here's the toss. He's not bunting that time, but he takes that pitch low and outside. Good take by Altuve. The changeup missing by a substantial margin, several inches. Crowd is cheering a little bit, wanting something to happen. Altuve can do it. Here's the pitch. Way outside again. How do you like that? 3 straight balls. The slider missing way outside by a good foot. 3-0. Wondering what Altuve will do here. Here's the pitch. Right in there in the top of the zone. A 95-mile-per-hour pitch. I was wondering if he would take it or swing. He just decided to take it. 3-1. But right here, I don't think Castillo wants to give him a pitch to hit. Not Altuve. Probably walk him. Here's the 3-1. Oh, Altuve hits that hard to left field high. It's not going to be deep enough, I think, for a tag. Pena goes back to second, unfortunately. That's a fly out for Altuve. First out of the inning. Christian Walker comes to the plate. He had a couple of hits yesterday. An opportunity here for him to move the runners around. Mark says people doing family stuff, watching racing, swimming this weekend. Yeah, view counts are down, you know. It's crazy because I was under the impression that maybe the baseball games would be really, really good since people are free, right, on the weekends. But I guess the weekday evening games are the best. And sometimes the afternoon games, you know, a lot of people do, a lot of my viewers and subscribers do come in and just listen while they're doing other things, while they're working or doing some other things. So everybody's a little different. Here's the first pitch to Walker. Right on the outside edge, 96 miles an hour, strike one. Runners on first and second. Paredes on first, Pena on second, one out. One strike against Walker. Here comes the toss. He swings at that one, 97 up in the zone. He can't connect. Strike two. Seems Walker has now shaved off the handlebar mustache that he had going. Here's the next pitch. They'll check swing on the outside, low and away. He didn't go. One ball, two strikes. Polish Ninja, welcome back. Let's go. It's the American flags. Let's go, America. A win for the Astros is a win for America. Bounced foul, the slider. That was a nice looking pitch. Walker lucky to get a hold of it. It's funny that the fastball came in there and Walker wasn't even able to get the bat on it, even though it was in the zone. This one was a crazy pitch where the bottom fell out and he fouled it off. It's funny. Here comes the 1-2. Fouled off again, this time high and out of play into the first base side stands. Castillo is up to 22. This is going to be his 23rd pitch of the inning. He's almost at his 25% pitch count, I think, if he pitches 100 pitches, if he can. Fouled off again. Walker, just keep fouling them off, man. If you just foul it off like 10 more times and get Castillo up to like 35 pitches this inning, how awesome would that be? Just wear him out. Wear him out. Count remains 1-2. Here's the pitch. Low and outside. Yeah, that fatigue is starting to set in right now. Castillo's starting to feel it. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out, 2 runners on. 25th pitch of this inning. Castillo thinks he's McCullers. Hit hard to the left side and just foul. That would have moved the runner over for sure. Likely, Walker would have beaten that throw to first base. That could have been bases loaded. Looks like Walker broke his bat on that one. Unsurprising considering how many foul balls he's hit. He's been smacking that ball left and right. Now he's strolling back to the hitter's box. The hot box. Different kind of hot box. Polish says, I'll listen while playing Fortnite. It's too hot outside. I hear that. It's one of the reasons why I wanted to move out of that area. Swing and a miss, 97 miles an hour. He doesn't foul that one off. So he gets the new bat, and the new bat lets him down. Out number 2. Come on, Astros. Don't do this. Now, the Astros do everything in a reverse order. They get a couple of singles, then a couple of outs. Now it's time to score the runs, right? Another long single. Or no, the double is what we need now, right? We got the singles. Now we need the double by Caratini. Here comes the first pitch. Whoa, way inside. Almost got him. Man, Caratini is like a magnet for getting hit, isn't he? At least recently. The past week, he's been hit so many times. Poor guy. Even when he fouls the ball off. Not a good week for the Batman as far as getting hit. Here's the pitch. This one's up the middle and hit way up in the air on the infield. Nope, left fielder comes in. He's going to take it. He's got it. Out number 3. So a couple of hits for the Astros to start it off. Runners on first and second with no outs, and the Astros leave them there. 1, 2, 3 outs in a row. And that, I believe, is what we call nonsense. 3 hits for the Mariners and 2 runs. 2 hits for the Astros and a big, fat goose egg on the board. Colton Gordon will be back up. The only good thing about that inning to come out of that was, well, there were 2 things. I mean, the Astros did get some hits. They just didn't get the hits when it mattered. When it really mattered. The other good thing is that Castillo, he got up to about 30 pitches. How do you like that in the very first inning? That's good news. That's really good news. The Astros can keep making it difficult for him, and we can get him out of the game early, or we can start hitting on him as he wears out. They're obviously already hitting him decently. At least the first 2 batters were. So we'll see if that can improve as his fatigue sets in, his control gets off a little bit. Mark says Castillo was supposed to be the big deal pitcher a few years ago. Yeah. Sergio says we didn't score, but high pitch count. That's right, Sergio. You got to look at the bright side. Always look on the bright side of life. Always. I like to see the opposing pitcher's pitch count go up like that. It's nice to see the other team having to deal with that for a change rather than the Astros. Colton Gordon is back on the mound. He's going to be facing Leody Taveras. First pitch is on the way outside. Man, that was a lazy 71-mile-per-hour curveball. That barely had enough gas to get across the plate. It didn't even get across the plate. It was like 2 feet outside. Next pitch is on the inside corner. That had a little more gas. But still, 88 miles an hour on a fastball? That was a lazy fastball. 1-1 is the count. Here comes the pitch. A good foot or more out of the zone on that fastball. 2-1 is the count against Taveras. This coffee is good. Next toss. Right in the bottom of the zone, out to left field, rather. Altuve came in on it at first and had to back up. But he was able to grab it, no problem. Yeah, you see here on the replay, when it was hit, Altuve started to come in at first and then had to go back out. That ball carried. But he was able to get it, no problem. Good job, Tuve. 1 away. Altuve with 1 away. That first pitch to Williamson, Ben Williamson, is inside. The Swiffer, 78 miles an hour. Ball 1. Here's the 1-0. Way too far on the inside. The curveball, missing more than a foot. 2 balls and no strikes. Next toss is low. Three balls and no strikes. 3-0 pitch count. Here's the next one. That's right in there. A 4-seam fastball, 90 miles an hour. Ben Williamson with the 3-1 count. 1 out, nobody on here in the top of the second. Whoops. I forgot to change the batting team to the away team. I just fixed that on the scoreboard. 3-1. Here comes the toss. Right in there. Another fastball, 91 miles an hour. Full count. Colton Gordon. Come on, Gordon. Show us some Flash Gordon here. Next pitch. This one's hit foul. first base umpire did something there. Did he catch the ball? Look at this. How he jumped it. That's funny. Another base hit right up the middle. That pitch, the 3-2 pitch. Williamson, little line drive, soft line drive. Bunch of soft hits, with the exception of that double. Otherwise, a bunch of soft singles for the Mariners so far this game. Gordon gives up another single. That's several singles, 3 singles he's given up since the first inning. 1 out, 1 runner on. How about a double play ball? He's been getting some ground balls. He should be able to get one here. First pitch right in the top of the zone for strike 1. 82-mile-per-hour changeup against Leo Rivas. What are you doing, Rivas? Like strike out or ground into a double play or something. Here's the 0-1. Ooh, right on the outside edge. Paint that edge. 91-mile-per-hour sinker. 0-2. Can Gordon do it? Batter calls a timeout. Rivas, where's Butthead? Rivas and, or is it Rudhead? Rivas and Rudhead. Rivas and Rudhead. Scooby-Doo. Rivas and Rudhead. Whoa, way inside. Almost clipped him. Back off the plate, says Gordon. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Can Gordon get that third strike, that elusive third strike? Astros sweep, and that's not possible to sweep now. Gordon throws over to first base. Williamson is back, standing. One ball, 2 strikes. Here's the toss. That's ripped right through the left side. Another line drive single. That's 4 singles given up by Gordon. 5 hits so far in just 2 innings. Runners on first and second with 1 out. So we are right back where we were in the first inning, just single. If there's another double, I'm going to pull what's left of my hair out. If I'm really lucky, I can call my girl and have her take the high-speed train over here and pull my hair out for me. At least, if I'm going to have my hair pulled out, she might as well do it. If I do it, there's just no enjoyment at all. Little meeting on the mound right now, a little short quip. A few quips back and forth between Diaz and Gordon. Runners on first and second. Gordon started off the last inning with 2 outs and then single, double. 2 runs for the Mariners. This inning it was 1 out, single. Now we have runners on first and second with 1 out. Dylan Moore, the leadoff batter, top of the batting order, is at the plate. Takes that for strike 1. A curveball right in there. Batting 192 this season with runners in scoring position. Here comes the pitch. This one's hit hard to left field all the way out to Altuve. He's underneath it. He puts it away and he brings it in. Runners will go back. Not deep enough for a tag. Right on that was Altuve. Good job, Jose. I love you, bro. And I'm not just saying that. I love that man. I would say I'd give him a kidney, but I can't afford to do that right now. All right. Cal Raleigh comes to the plate. Fouled back for strike 1. That curveball getting past him. 75 miles an hour. Strike 1. "37 pitches now for Gordon. Here comes the 38th. 2 runners on first and second with 2 outs. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Nope, he comes off the mound. He's going to take a little breaky break. Disengage. If that messes you up for Fortnite, I apologize. Disengage. Here comes 0-1. High in the zone, fouled back. There we go again, 0-2. Can Colton Gordon get the elusive strike 3? Not a single strikeout for Gordon so far. He's had 0-2 like 6 times. Hasn't been able to get it yet. Let's see if he can get a strikeout here, or at least the out. Here's the toss. On the outside, too much. I like how that pitch was like 5 inches off the plate, and Yiner had to almost fall over to get it. And he still tried framing it. What a ridiculous framing job by Diaz, but A for effort, okay? This is fouled off. A changeup at 85 miles an hour. The count remains 1-2. Mr. Cal Raleigh, do you smoke Raleighs? Are you from Raleigh, North Carolina? I'd like to ask him questions like that just to make him annoyed. Just ask him just a bunch of questions about Raleigh related to his name. It's not the same. Here's the pitch. In the dirt, check swing. Did he go? Ooh, no, they say he didn't. Almost got him. 2-2. There's that strikeout. He was within inches. Gordon. Gordon. I'm going to call him Gordon. Colton Gordon. Flash Gordon. He was within inches of getting the strikeout. Let's see if he can get it here. 42nd pitch of the game for him. There it is. Strike 3 right down the middle. He gets it. Heck yes. Right down the middle. Heck yes, baby. Finally with the strikeout. Gordon's first strikeout of the game. Man, talk about a sweater. That was a sweaty inning for me right there. And my bedroom here is quite chilly. I assure you guys, it is quite chilly in my bedroom. I'm wearing some nice warm shorts with some nice warm sweatpants on top of that, some compression socks. I got my nice warm slippers on. I got my long sleeve LSU jersey on. I got my Astros hat. You can't see how awesome I look right now, but I am dressed up a little warmly, having a nice toasty cup of coffee. And the temperature in this room is likely around 10 degrees Celsius. I don't know, maybe just under 50 degrees, I guess. Maybe a little warmer than that, actually, because I think this room is a little warmer than it is just outside. But by the way, this room that I'm in, maybe one of these games, once I get this room cleaned up, I get the house a little cleaned up and stuff, I'll do the camera live stream so you can see me in my room. But my house doesn't have walls. And you might think, how can a house not have walls? Well, it's very simple. This is a 200-year-old house. It's an Edo period samurai style house. So the whole house is wood, grass, and stone. That's it. There are no nails and screws. And basically, every room, it's just posts, wooden posts and beams everywhere. And then the rooms are separated by sliding doors. There are 2 different types of sliding doors. I'm sure all of you are familiar with shoji, right? Yonder Diaz will be up after Jake Myers. Myers is at the plate right now. But anyway, shoji doors are they are sliding doors, but they're different than Fusuma doors. Here's the first pitch to Myers. That's a strike. 96 miles an hour on that outside edge. That's the one thing that Castillo has over Gordon is gas. Myers batting .308. Here's the next toss. He swings at that one, fouls it off. 0-2. Come on, Myers. We need you right now, bro. Jake Myers this month is batting .368, just 1 point ahead of Jose Ramirez. He's second in batting average. That's nuts. Jake Myers. Here's a 0-2 pitch. Fouls that off. 96 mile per hour fastball. Staying alive, staying alive. Swing, 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 staying alive. Sergio says you mentioned that there's deer, wild hogs, and bears where you live in Japan. What are the hunting laws? That's a good question. I can tell you about that in just a minute. That pitch was outside. Four-seam fastball missing the mark. 1-2. Good take by Mr. Jake Myers. Here comes a 1-2 pitch. Fouled off. Another fastball, 97. He's getting the bat on that. Christian Walker couldn't handle it, but this is Mr. Baseball right here. Basically, Sergio, because of the problem with pigs and deer, you can get a license under special circumstances to become like a hunter. Now, a hunter in Japan is not like a hunter in America. 2 balls and 2 strikes with that take for Jake Myers. Leadoff batter, nobody on here in the bottom of the second. Here comes the 2-2 pitch. He started to go and he held up, but that ball was in there. 86 mile per hour slider on the outside lower corner. Myers freezes up, and that's out number 1. But basically, Sergio, you can go through some training and stuff and you can get permission to be a hunter, and then you can have guns and then hunt deer. I met a Japanese guy in Tokyo, actually, who had that. Yiner swings to the very first pitch, 96 mile per hour fastball. Strike 1. Here comes the next toss. Another swing and a miss by Yiner. Yiner's trying to go down as quickly as possible. Change-up. So he misses the fastball, misses the change-up. What else can he miss? Throw a curveball or a Swiffer. Here's the pitch. Oh, he throws that one way too high. Yiner doesn't like those. That's the one thing that Yiner won't swing at is those really high pitches. 2 pitches he won't swing at. The ones that hit him and ones that are way out of the zone. But below the zone, yeah. Way outside and low, he loves them. That one was way outside, but not low enough for him to swing at. Ball 1. Yes, I am laying on the sarcasm. Oh, I'm sorry. This is 2-2. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. Fouled off. 97 just above the zone. Yiner stays alive to see another pitch. The count is even. 40 pitches now for Castillo. Here comes the next toss. That's up the middle. It's going to be down. Yes. He came in really fast to try to get it from center field. He couldn't get there in time. It got down. A nice line drive rip to center field. Go get him, Diaz. But it was right in the middle of the plate. Couldn't have been better. Thank you for the gift, Castillo. Rodriguez didn't have the ability to get that. He played it off his body on that short hop. Cam Smith is at the plate, batting 8th in the lineup. That 96 mile per hour fastball missing. Low for ball 1. Here's the 1-0. Way outside. There you go, ball 2. Make him work. Keep making him work, guys. 3 hits for the Astros now, waiting to get some runs on the board. Come on, Cam, crank it up. Crank it up, Cam. Here's the toss. Up the middle. Is it going to get through? It does. Another single. There we go. Astros repeating here with a couple of singles, but this time 1-out singles. Another opportunity for the Astros to score some runs. We have a runner in scoring position with that smack right up the middle. Just out of the reach of the shortstop. Ninth batter. Astros having a lot of success with their ninth hole batters this season. Mauricio Dubon batting .273. First pitch is on the way, and he goes after it up the middle. They go for a double play. They're going to get it probably, yes. Thanks, Dubon, for swinging at the first pitch like you almost always do. And he eliminates. He's like, screw this. I don't want guys on base. I don't want us to be scoring runs. Forget that. And he grounds into a double play in the very first pitch. So Astros once again get 2 hits and strand 2 runners. Good for you, Astros. 4 hits and nothing on the board. I guess we're going to do that every inning. At the end of the game, we'll have 18 hits and no runs. 2-0. The Mariners have this game in hand so far. We go to the top of the third. And but Sergio, what you were saying about hunting laws, in America, of course, it's pretty easy to just go get a background check, get a gun, go get your hunting license, and then you go to areas where you're allowed to hunt during hunting season and just hunt. It's pretty easy, pretty straightforward. It's not like that in Japan. It's a specialty thing. So and now as a foreigner, I don't know how difficult it would be to get permission to hunt. In this area, it's possible because there's a deer problem here and there are wild pigs, but normally they trap the wild pigs. They have traps that catch the wild pigs. But because wild pigs are very, very skittish. If they hear you moving around, it's difficult to see these pigs. I've only seen them a couple of times. One time when I was driving, I saw a huge mama pig crossing the road with a bunch of babies. That's the most I've ever seen at one time. But I'll tell you this, deer, you got to be really careful around here, especially when you're driving in the evening or the early morning. Anytime between late evening and early morning. During that time, they're very active. And sometimes I see more than 13, as many as 18 at a time. Just a big herd of deer out in the fields messing with the farmer's stuff. So, and they can really jump those fences, man. I have never seen an animal jump so high in my life. Like those deer jumping the fences. It's crazy. So the farmers around here put up these big fences, try to keep these animals out, especially the pigs. They do the most damage. But the deer they're like, fence? Hold my deer. And then they just jump it. First pitch on the way, and right up the middle, we start off with a single on the very first pitch to Julio Rodriguez. So Colton Gordon's like, you know what? First inning, I got a couple outs and gave up a single. Last inning, 1 out and then gave up a single. I'm just going to go straight to the singles. Let's forget all those extra pitches and getting the outs. Runner on first. Man, there's one thing I'm good at is busting the Astros chops. Randy Arozarena comes to the plate. He takes that first pitch just inside. Could have been called either way, but the umpire lays off, it looks like, 1-0. Arozarena already has a single, but everybody's got a single. You get a single, and you get a single. Everybody gets a single. Here's a pitch. Way inside, and that bounces off of Diaz's glove. That's going to be a pass. No, not a pass ball. That'd be like an error, won't it? Yeah, not a wild pitch, a pass ball. Just bounces right off his glove. Really? They call it a wild pitch? Two balls and no strikes. Runner on second now. Rodriguez moves up with no outs. Runner in scoring position now. Here comes the 2-0 pitch from Gordon. That's in there. Swiffer for strike one. Right in the middle of the plate. It came in nicely. Mariners are going to go back to Seattle after today for a long streak of games. That next Swiffer is also in there, but this time on that outside edge. Good toss there by Gordon. Evens up the count, 2-2. This is where he locks in, guys. Mark my words. A switch has flipped with Colton Gordon. Colton flashed Gordon. Now he's in lockdown mode. Here comes the 2-2 pitch. Strike three, I told you. Swing and a miss. A Rosarina can rolls right into the dugout arena. Nice slider. No, that was a Swiffer. Nice little Swiffer. Take that, Mr. Rosarino. One away. Runner on second. Next batter is up. Mitch Garver. Swing and a miss. Now I'm starting to see Gordon's strategy. He lets all of these batters feel confident early. Oh, I can hit this guy. But they actually can't. He just wanted to make them think they can. They get overconfident. Now he can just set them down. 2 strikeouts now for Gordon. 0-1. Swing and a miss on the outside. He's in a zone. I'm telling you. He's not just in a zone. He is the zone. Zonton Gordon. Or is it Colton Zonton? Zonden. Colton Zonden. 0-2 is the count. Here is the 0-2 pitch. Little low. I mean, I'm sorry. Little inside. A few inches in on that fastball. Not low, just inside. 1-2. Double dubious. What's that about? Nobody's mentioned Dubon yet. Here's the next pitch. In the dirt. That one gets away from Diaz again. Wild pitch. Rodriguez trots over to third. 1 away, runner on third. 2-2 is the count. That one went right under his glove. You can't have that happen. Ah, it hit his foot? Did it hit his foot? No, it looks like it hit the plate maybe. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. Strike 3 on the inside edge. Good call there by the ump. Set him down. Strikeout number 3 for Colton Gordon. He says, screw that wild pitch. I'm just going to strike him out right here. 2 outs. That brings up Donovan Solano. Donalano. Here's the toss. Strike on that outside edge. Nice fastball, 91 miles an hour. Just tacks it right to the edge there. Will Bite says deer can clear an entire 4-lane road. Yeah, they can. There's something else, really. High in the air, foul ball. Is it playable? No, it looks like it's going to float out of play, but that's strike 2. 0-2. Gordon about to get his 4th strikeout. I like that advertisement by AARP. The younger you are, the more you need AARP. Really? That's a strange advertisement. Kind of scary sounding, actually. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Grounded to third, and it's going to be through, and the Mariners get another run on the board. 3-0 on another single. What in the world is with all these singles today? Donovan Solano. Did I not have the score on the board? What in the world am I thinking? I must have hit reset by accident because I know I put that score on the board earlier, 2-0. It's 3-0 right now. Taveras is at the plate with a run on first, 2 outs. That's grounded to Pena. Pena goes to the second baseman, Dubon. I wanted to say Altuve there for a second. Kind of stumbled over my words. Finally, Gordon gets through it, but he gives up 1 more run. Now, this is Gordon's maximum, okay? I gave him 3 runs. I gave you 3 runs, Gordon. You can give up 3 runs today, and that's it. He's got 7 hits hung on him by the Mariners, almost all of them singles. 2 runs in the first, 1 run in the third. The only reason that Rodriguez was able to score this inning is because of 2 wild pitches. He advanced to second, advanced to third, and then on that single, he went home. If he had been on first like he was supposed to be, he never would have scored. So, Mariners get lucky with that run. But, I'm telling you guys, Gordon must not give up more than 3 runs today. So, he's at his maximum right now. The Astros must start hitting. It's in the third inning. We got to get at least 2 runs on the board. That's my expectation. That is my expectation. Bottom of the third coming up. Jeremy Pena, the top of the batting order, is due up, followed by Isaac Paredes, and then Jose Altuve. Sergio says at least our bats are making good contact. This might be a game where we light up their bullpen. Yeah, and I think that Castillo is running out of gas already. His control's not really there so much. You know, the Astros are working him. And the Astros should be able to take over first place the next 2 weeks. The Mariners have 2 tough series. Yeah, I think the Astros, that's why it was so important for the Astros to take this series, at least 3 wins. BitDog says, wake up, friend. Are you talking to me? It is 4 in the morning right now. First pitch to Pena is in there. A slider for strike 1. I was looking at the live chat, so I didn't have the preview for you. 0 for 1. 0 and 1, rather. That pitch gets by, goes to the backstop. 1 ball, 1 strike. Sergio says costly wild pitch. Yeah, 2 costly wild pitches. If not for those wild pitches, they wouldn't have scored. That one's outside. Good take. Just a few inches out of the zone on that changeup. 2 and 1. Come on, Flash. Here's the pitch. Hit hard to left field, but it's going to be straight at the left fielder. Man, that was a nice smack by Pena, but unlike the Mariners, he puts it right where they can get it. 1 away. It always felt really terrible as a hitter when you hit it like that. You get a nice smack, a nice line drive, and it goes way out there right to the outfielder. That's no good. Paredes takes the first pitch on the outside edge, 97-mile-per-hour strike. He's 1 for 1 today with a single. Here comes the next pitch. It looks like it might be another single, and it is. Soft serve into left field. 2 for 2. 2 singles today for Paredes. So we have another 1-out runner. Astros have put runners on the board, or on the board. I guess in a way you could kind of say that. They put runners on base every inning so far. In the first inning, we had 2 runners on. Second inning, we had 2 runners on. Right now, we have 1. We might get more. Should be getting more. Odds are in our favor to be getting some runs. Altuve's at the plate. Almost gets hit. Crowd boos a little bit. Boo, boo, how dare you. You can't throw at Altuve like that. Give the man some respect. He's earned it. Here comes the 1-0 pitch. That's hit hard to left field. Is that going to be down? Yes, it is. Altuve with a single. Runners at first and second. Man, that would have been a great hit earlier with 2 runners on, wouldn't it? 6 hits now for the Astros. Nice solid strike right in the zone for Altuve. Getting a good offer and not wasting it. Once again, we have 2 runners on every single inning, guys. First, second, and third. We've had 2 runners on first and second. Christian Walker comes to the plate. Hit that ball, man. You've got the power. Put it in the Crawford boxes. This is hit hard to left field. It's going to go all the way to the wall. Astros finally get some runs on the board. Altuve goes to third. Is he going to score? No, Altuve has to stop at third, but Walker, very first pitch, rips it to the wall. He has to stop at first base. 1 run on the board for the Astros. Runners on the corners, right on that inside edge, and just pulled all the way out there. It almost got to the wall. I thought for sure it would get to the wall. He cut it off, and that's what kept Altuve at third. And Walker had to retreat and go back to first base. That brings up the Batman Victor Caratini. He takes that first pitch in the top of the zone for strike one. Man, you should have ripped that one. 1 out, runners on the corners. 3-1. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Up and the upper outer corner of the zone. With that pitch, Caratini is going to take a timeout. The count is 0-2. Both the Astros and the Mariners now have 7 hits. Air Jordan is not in the game. That's right. He should be back soon, I think. Here's the pitch. That's hit hard to right field. All the way out to the wall. Might be gone. It's a catch at the wall. But that's going to score Altuve on the tag. Man, that was almost a home run. Just by a few feet. Man, Caratini almost with the 3-run homer. 3-2. Man, look how close that was. Taveras jumps up and makes the catch right at the wall. Not a homer-saving catch. But if it had just been about 4 feet higher, that would have been a homer. Jake Myers is at the plate, goes after the first pitch, fouls it off. Man, the Astros are putting the ball on the bat now. 3-2, 2 outs, runner on first, Mr. Baseball at the plate with 1 strike. Here's the next pitch from Castillo, way inside, ball 1. Good take there from Myers. The count's even. How many pitches for Castillo now? This next one will be his 60th. So he's averaging 20 pitches per inning. The Astros are really making him work. Come on, Myers. Keep it going, baby. Here's the pitch. That one's hit out to right field and foul. Into the stands. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Yeah, Sergio, you're right. People hate him, and for no reason. People who hate Altuve are stupid people. They really are stupid because they have no idea why they hate him. It just became a popular thing, and it's because of who he is. You know, nobody would feel towards him like they feel towards him if he were like Aaron Judge, you know? High and inside, taken for ball 2. 2-2 is the count against Myers. I mean, if you really think about it, if you swapped Aaron Judge with Altuve and nothing else changed, if Judge with the Astros and all of those things happened, I guarantee you that nobody would be booing Judge. This one's up the middle and caught. Close. Myers doesn't get quite enough on it. It's caught by the second baseman. Almost another single. But the Astros get the 2 runs I was expecting them to get. Just statistically speaking, they should have gotten 2 runs, and they did. They got them. 3-2. Mariners lead by 1. But the hit total is now the same. 7 hits for the Astros, 7 hits for the Mariners. It's a 1-run game. Hopefully the Astros can get back in this, take the lead, so that Colton Gordon could get himself a W. A W. Boo, Aaron Judge, boo. Yeah. You know, they wouldn't do that to him. They wouldn't do it to anybody else. They only do it to Altuve. But for him to have to deal with that constantly, still, even today. And you know, Bregman he was a cheater. For sure he cheated. And some of the other players definitely cheated. And they're not getting the same treatment anymore. Altuve never cheated. And he's still getting treated like that, even though he's such an amazing person. Not just a player, but he's a humble person and a great person on and off the field, just all around. He's amazing. The kind of a big person that he is not shown in his stature. So it is disappointing that people are so stupid and so hateful to treat him the way that they do. He doesn't deserve it. He deserves so much better. 22 people watching the live stream right now and 23 likes. That's great. I haven't even had to ask for it, and you guys got me over 20 already. But I would really like to get to 30. So if you haven't liked the live stream yet, please feel free to do so. It seems I have picked up another subscriber. Welcome to the channel. Thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate it. Colton Gordon is back on the mound. "57 pitches through 3 innings, just a little less than Castillo, actually. First pitch fouled off by Ben Williamson. The first inning was no big deal as far as pitch count, but he gave up 2 runs. 0-1 pitch on the way. Williamson fouls that one back. 0-2, just like that. But Gordon has gotten 4 strikeouts since the opening struggle. 0-2 to Ben Williamson. Here's the pitch from Gordon. In there, strike 3. Strikeout number 5 for Gordon with that 89-mile-per-hour fastball. How do you like that? Perfectly placed on the inside. Couldn't have been better. "60 pitches now. Leo Rivas comes to the plate. First pitch right in there. Curveball? Yes, curveball right in the middle of the zone. I'm starting to get a little chilly. Maybe it's because I'm out of coffee. That's probably why. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Another strike. Heck yes, the sinker. Rivas didn't like it too much. He's jawing at the umpire a little bit. He calls a timeout. Another 0-2 count. Gordon has been getting out to the 0-2, but man, over the past couple of innings, it's been paying off. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Fouled off. Nice pitch in the top of the zone. 90-mile-per-hour fastball. Count remains 0-2. Sergio says that Altuve defies logic. He has 2 league MVPs. Everyone else has excuses. He's one of the smallest men in baseball. Huge heart. He is the smallest man in baseball. Right now, he is. Fouled away. Count remains 0-2 on that pitch. Bit Dog says, I love Altuve. Me too. Grounded to Pena. Pena scoops it up. Fires to first. 2 up and 2 down. That's the way it's supposed to work right there. 2 outs. That brings up Dylan Moore. Bit Dog says his marriage story is great too. His wife is very accomplished in her own right. Yeah, everything about Altuve's story from the beginning until now has been awesome. Just 100% awesomeness. Here's the first pitch to Dylan Moore. Foul tip, swing and a miss. Caught by Diaz, strike 1. Man, he's owning the batters right now. Here's the pitch. That one's fouled away. 0-2 again. '68th pitch of the game coming up for Gordon in just a moment. 0-2. Chance for strikeout number 6. Here it comes. Fouled back. 91-mile-per-hour fastball on the top of the zone there. Count remains 0-2. Come on, man. Get that strikeout. Get that strikeout right here. Give the Astros an opportunity to take that lead back for you. Here's the toss. Fouled off again. Four-seam fastball, 91, low and away. Jordan says, I'm drinking coffee with cinnamon as bad dark chocolate. This one's hit high in the air. Infield. There we go. Dubon puts it away at second base. Out number 3. 3 up and 3 down for Mr. Gordon. Good job, man. Nice solid inning there. That's what I like to see. 4th inning comes and goes like nothing. Bottom of the fourth coming up. The Astros coming up to tack on 2 more runs here, maybe 3. Take the lead in this game and give Mr. Colton Gordon the win. Let's see here. What's going on in the chat? The Chizat. 18 people, 19 people watching. Thank you for being here. Make sure you like the live stream. We got 25 likes, guys. That's awesome. I'm very happy about that. Just need 5 more. 5 more to get to 30. 30 is my most optimal, I guess you could say, doable goal right now for these games. I remember once upon a time getting to 10 likes was my minimal. 20 was my preference, my main goal. And then 30 was like my dream goal for the live stream. That's gone up. 10 is now expected. There's no way not for me to get to 10 because the amount of people, the subscribers and the views that I'm getting. 20 is standard that I should be getting. 30 is preferable, but 40 is the dream goal for the stream right now. I've hit it a couple of times this season, but it has to be a really popular game. Really popular game. And the timing of the game has to be right, too. If it's at a particular time of the day or week, it's not as popular. But if it's the right team, it's the right game, and maybe something exciting is happening in the game, and all of those elements work together, then I can get more views. Jordan says, Ohio, Japan. Ohio, or I could say maybe konbawa, good evening to you. All right. Yainer Diaz is at the plate. He does have a single today. He goes after that first pitch, grounds it to the third baseman who fires over. He throws it way off the line, but they're able to tag Yainer. What a terrible throw by the third baseman, Williamson. That's unfortunate. Diaz almost got on with a throwing error. That would have been a nice way to start the inning. Cam Smith comes to the plate. Smith also has a hit today. He takes that first pitch right in there. 96 mile per hour fastball for strike 1. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. Woo, man, I can't believe he called that a ball. That was crazy. Low and inside in the corner of the zone, but called a ball. 1-1. Here comes the next toss. That one's a little inside, but he calls that one a strike. This umpire, a little inconsistent with those inside pitches, but whatever. He's kind of been calling it both ways, so I can't complain. I haven't noticed any major issues with the umpire yet. Just a few little brain farts here and there. Way outside on that fastball, 97 miles an hour, just kind of got away from his grip, I guess. That evens the count, 2-2. 1 out, nobody on for Cam Smith. Crank it up. Breaks the bat and goes into right, but it is caught by the first baseman. Man, he destroyed his bat. Just completely came apart. He's carrying just the tiniest piece of the bat. Take a look at this. It just destroys his bat. Look at that. Yeah. He lost all the power on that hit, though. If the bat hadn't broken, that would have been a single, opposite field single for sure. But 2 up and 2 down. Here comes the next pitch to Mauricio Dubon. That's in there. Dubon actually didn't swing at it. Unbelievable. Come on, Dubon. Get on base and give the first top of the batting order an opportunity. Hey, he swings. Foul tip. Strike 2. Give Pena an opportunity to drive you in with a Crawford box shot. Get those 2 runs. Take that lead. Here's the pitch. Hey, Dubon does. He goes all the way out to the wall. That's going to be a double for Doobie. A Doobie double. He's on the way. No problem. Stand-up double for Dubon. He's in scoring position for Jeremy Pena. Pena strolls up to the plate in just a moment with a runner on second. Nice, smooth rip. Right in the middle of the plate. All the way out to the wall. They were not playing him over because he doesn't pull the ball often, but he got that one. I need to heat up some more water and get me some more coffee. But I'll celebrate after Pena drives him in. Here comes the pitch. Fouled off. That ball was on the outside edge. 97-mile-per-hour fastball. Strike one. Pena is 1 for 2 with a single. How about a homer? Just what the doctor ordered. Crawford Box is calling your name. Way outside and low, almost in the dirt. Almost a wild pitch there. 1-1 is the count. Sergio says 27 league MVP, 2019 ALCS MVP. Yeah, a couple of different types of MVP, but 2 MVPs. That's right. 1-1. Woo! High and inside on the 97-mile-per-hour fastball. Pena goes after it and misses. A little bit of gas up and in. Should have let that one go, mister. That would have been ball 2. Come on, Pena, lock in. You got to drive this guy in. Let's see that muscle, man. You got some power. Pena's got muscle. He's got power. He's a big dude, big arms. Here's the 1-2 pitch, rather. Way outside. Now it's 2-2. The 86-mile-per-hour slider missing its mark. Oh, yeah, my character did disappear. Sorry about that. I clicked the wrong button. Here's the next pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3, and that's going to end the inning. Pena goes down. Pena goes down, and the Astros get nothing. So Dubon, the bottom of the batting order, comes through again. And we leave a man in scoring position. Oh, man. How do you feel about that, though? The Astros are leading in hits, 8-7, but only 2 runs on the board. This is what the Astros do, man. 10 hits, and just 2 runs on the board. Isn't that common for them to get like 10 hits and just have 2 runs on the board? Isn't that common? How many other teams are doing that? It is time for me to put some more water on to boil. I will have myself a 2nd cup of coffee. What time is it right now? Should be getting close. Yeah, it's 4:30 almost. It's just a few minutes away. 4:27 at the moment. All right. Okay, hot water going. Okay. Let's reset these bits of information on the screen. Top of the 5th, guys. Top of the 5th. Colton Gordon back on the mound facing Cal Raleigh. Gordon probably doesn't have a whole lot of batters left to face in this game. They need to get their act together and score some runs for this guy. Here's the first toss. Right in the bottom of the zone. Strike 1. Cal Raleigh at the plate. The 0-1 count. Here's the pitch. Just outside. Maybe about 10 inches. The changeup missing. Raleigh calls timeout. Here comes the 1-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. Look at that. Nice changeup low below the zone. Gets him swinging like a golfer. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Here comes the pitch. Just a little too low. Doesn't get him to go. No movement on that fastball. Good take. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Here comes the next pitch. Grounded foul down the third base side. Count remains 2-2. Yeah, my avatar had to go to the toilet. Sergio says you should consider making a video of your accommodations in Japan. I do have a YouTube channel for my house here, actually. This is fouled over into the third base territory, and right in front of the dugout, Paredes makes the play. Out number 1. Foul out for Mr. Raleigh. Yeah, Sergio, if you haven't seen my other YouTube channel, I have my kominka. Kominka is an old Japanese farmhouse. I have a channel based on this house here and my life here. 1 ball, no strikes to Julio Rodriguez. 2 for 2 today with 2 singles, and he scored both times. That's a strike. Sweeper, 80 miles an hour. I can put my link in the chat to my other channel if you guys are interested in checking it out. You can see what this old house looks like. There's a lot to be done here. 2 balls and 1 strike. The next pitch is on the way. Hit right at Pena. Pena fires over to first. Bad pitch. Walker he's got it, but he stumbles backwards. Rodriguez runs into him, and they give each other a little huggy hug. But he's able to get it. That throw by Pena caused him to have to stumble backwards and get it. And he tripped over the bag, but he gets the out. Really funny looking play. Look at this. All right. Randy Rosarina comes to the plate, takes the first pitch for strike 1. This little moment of love with the guys hugging each other. Next one is fouled off. 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs. Here's the pitch. Oh, did that hit him? That might be off the bat. But they're saying that Rodriguez is down. That hit him on the hand, but the bat and the hand. Take a look at this. Ooh. Yeah, I got him on the wrist. A Rosarina. Yeah. I think that was really painful. Right on the wrist. That's the part of baseball that's painful right there. Getting hit by a ball like that. 90-mile-per-hour pitch. They're going to spend a little bit of time taking a look at that. He's still down on his knees. He hasn't stood up yet. In this series so far, they said that 5 Astros have been hit by pitch, and this is the first time any Mariner has been hit by an Astros pitcher. And even then, it wasn't so bad. Like, what I mean is, it wasn't like on his body. It wasn't right at him. It just clipped him on the wrist. He's still down. Wow. Yeah, he's standing up now. going to send him to first. Yeah, that's a hit by pitch, they're going to say. Runner on first with 2 outs. Rosarena is going to stay in and go to first, but he's not looking like he's feeling too well. Mitch Garver comes to the plate with 2 outs, runner on first. First pitch to him is smacked into play. Right field should be playable. It is. Smith grabs it. 1 pitch, and that's out number 3. All right. So other than that hit by pitch, nothing going on for the Mariners in that inning. Good job by Gordon overall. Bottom of the 5th coming up. Astros down by 1 run, 3-2. Isaac Paredes will lead off the damage, followed by Jose Altuve and Christian Walker. By the way, guys, Sergio and the other guys, for those of you interested, this channel here, this YouTube channel here is my channel that's dedicated to my house and my life here in Japan, but it's mostly related to my life as it relates to being around the house. But there are other things that I share about my life, not just in Japan, but with my health journey and all that good stuff. If you're interested in that, feel free to subscribe. I have to post a video on there soon. I haven't posted anything recently. How many likes on the live stream right now? 27? I need 3 more to get to 30, guys. 3 more likes, and I appreciate you in advance getting me to 30. My hot water is ready. I think I'm going to do a weak cup of coffee this time. I'm not going to do the strong cup of coffee. It's too early in the morning. It's 4:37 right now in the morning. I don't want to load myself up with caffeine and then not be able to get another nap. I need to get a couple more hours of sleep at least. I'd like to get 3 nice solid hours of sleep after this game. Speaking of Japan, you know, look at all that. Hello Kitty weekend at Daikin Park. Isaac the ball Paredes up at the plate, getting ready to start off this bottom of the 5th. Here's the pitch from Castillo, way up and high, outside. Ball 1. Isaac Paredes has been Isaac-ing the ball for singles, 2 for 2 today. Here's the pitch. Ooh, 96 miles an hour on the inside edge, strike 1. 1-1. Here comes the 1-1 pitch. Wow. Crushed, but foul. Man, 1 ball, 2 strikes. That one went way up into the upper decks. Paredes takes a little bit of a break, calls timeout. Now he's back in the batter's box. Here comes a 1-2 from Castillo. Grounded foul. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The count remains. Sergio says good sportsmanship by Diaz. Yeah, you're right. Very nice to give him a little cheering on. I'm going to check it out. Thanks for the link. Thank you, Sergio. I appreciate you. Little check swing there. They say he didn't go outside on that pitch. The count is even, 2-2. Here comes a 2-2 pitch. He loses. He throws his bat. What in the world? Paredes strikes out while throwing his bat. Okay. What exactly were you doing there, Paredes? Paredes strikes out so bad, he throws the bat. Right out there towards the shortstop. What are you doing, man? Come on. 1 out. And Jose Altuve comes to the plate. 1 for 2 today. He's got himself a single. How about a big hit, Altuve? Put it in the Crawford boxes like the other day. Back-to-back jacks. Let's do a repeat right here. Ambush this guy. First pitch is high. 97 miles an hour. Up and a little outside. Good take by Altuve. Here's the next pitch. Right in there. 97 miles an hour. Strike 1. The count is even. Here comes the next pitch. Altuve fouls this one off, bounces it down the third baseline. Count is 1-2. I want to see that hard swinging strike like he had the other night. Those 2 homers, man. He had a sacrifice fly and then back-to-back homers, 4 RBIs. He goes after the outside pitch, 88 miles an hour on that slider. He chases it. It's hard to hit that one, man. It wasn't even in the zone. It wasn't anywhere near that zone. Strike, out, and out number 2. That brings up Christian Walker. Walker has himself a nice hit today. Here's the first pitch. He lifts his arms up, but that was on the inside edge. He smiles about it like it's funny, but that was a strike, my friend. You're just a little close to the plate. He had an RBI single earlier. Here's the pitch. Outside, just a few inches. Good take. 1-1. Astros Houston says, going in baseball, Hiroshima. Yeah, the Hiroshima Carp baseball team I like. I follow them loosely. Walker hits this one to right center field. Center fielder's over, and he's got it, and that's out number 3. Nothing doing for the Astros in the bottom of the 5th. We go to the 6th inning. 3-2 Mariners. The count. Why do I keep saying that? The count is 0-0 because we haven't gotten to the next pitch yet. The score, rather, is 3-2. The Mariners over the Astros. Top of the 6th coming up. Goodness gracious. Goodness gracious. Heaven to Betsy. I'm trying to think of all these old expressions that my grandma and all of these older generations used to use. Whoo, what's going on in the chat? Anything going on in the chat? Not yet. Not yet. 378 subs. I picked up another one. That's good. Thanks, guys. We've got a couple of new subs today. Thanks for coming in. Do I have 30 likes on the live stream yet? 28. Just need 2 more. 2 more likes on the live stream to get to 30. And I will be content with today's live stream performance. However, the Astros have been a little lackluster thus far in the way of scoring. I need at least 3 more runs from the Astros, and I mean scoring runs. 5-3 Astros is what I need to see on the board, and 30 likes on the live stream, and 380 subscribers. Actually, I'd like to see 385, but it's been slowly going up. So getting at least to 380 would be nice. I need to be at 400 by the end of the month, guys. Help me out. Hey, Colton Gordon is out of the game. Sean Dubin is in. Dubin is in for the Stros. Okay, so Gordon won't get a win today. At best, he can get a no decision. First pitch from Dubin will be against Donovan Solano. Here comes the first toss. Hey, nice. Good call by the umpire. Low and in the outer corner. Strike one. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. That one's in there. Rowdy Tellez is batting. Pinch hitting for Solano. Earlier I said Solano was at the plate, but Solano actually did not come to the plate. Roddy Tellez comes to the plate, but he's now down 0-2 with that foul ball. Here comes the next toss from Dubin. High and outside, 96 mile per hour heater. Taken for ball 1-2. Sergio says it's only 3-2. I feel good about our chances to win this one in the late innings. Yeah, I think 5-3 Astros. I was expecting the Astros to score 5 runs this game and give up no more than 3. So part of that's true. 1-2 pitch to Tellez. Did he go? Yes, he did, says the third base umpire. Tellez stands there. He can't believe it. Go sit down, Mr. Dad Bod. Strike 3. Dubin gets the strikeout on the very first batter. Man, look at all the no decisions for the Astros. Astros pitcher's suffering. This is hit hard to the right side. The first pitch to Leody Taveras. Ground out to Dubon. Nice. Efficient so far for Dubin. Dubin pitches, and Doobie gets it. That brings up Ben Williamson. Here comes the first pitch. Takes that one on the outside edge for strike one. 95 mile per hour fastball. Hey, look at that, guys. Look at this. Footage of Luis Garcia warming up in Astros uniform. How do you like that? Next pitch is outside and in the dirt for ball 1. 1-1 to Williamson. Seeing Garcia throwing pitches is great. 1-1. Here comes the pitch from Dubin. Williamson swings and hits this one out into right field. A little shallow. And Doobie gets it. Mauricio Dubon puts it away. 1-2-3 inning for Dubin here in the 6th. Good job. Fourth, fifth, and sixth inning, nothing on the board for the Mariners. Astros have scored 2 this entire game, both in the 3rd. Bottom of the 6th coming up. Time for them to shake off the rust and get some runs on the board. 5-3 Astros is what I need to see. Sergio says wide turn, but Tellez did go around. Wide turn is like an ocean liner. Maybe like an oil rig. It's an oil rig swinging that bat around. A big turn. Talk about a big swing. Yeah, he went around. I like it. But see, if you really think about it, guys, have you ever in your life ever seen an umpire call a ball or a strike and then the bat, well, let's say a strike, not necessarily a ball, but have you ever in your life seen an umpire call a strike and the batter complain about it and the umpire change his mind? Have you ever seen that in your life? Ever? No. So my point is, why complain about it? Why get so angry and emotional about something that you literally cannot change? Nobody is ever going to convince me that getting upset and angry about it is a good thing. I've heard people talk about that before. You want to see your coach come out and yell at the umpire and defend your players and complain and stuff like that. But I disagree. This is childish behavior. I know that people will try to tell me it's part of the game, but it's not. It has become part of the game, but it shouldn't be. Castillo is on the mound facing Victor Caratini. First pitch missing, ball 1. You could say it's common. Okay, that's a common part of the game, but it shouldn't be. Little check swing. Did he go? No, he says he did not. Didn't look like he went. 2 balls and no strikes. Castillo's still in the game. He's at 91 pitches. This is definitely going to be his last inning. That one's on the outside edge, just barely. 96 mile per hour strike. 2-1. There's certain aspects of human nature that should not be showing up. You know, that's just my opinion. Fouled back by Caratini. That one was right in there. A 2-2 count now. That fastball was a good one to be swinging at. He just couldn't quite get the bat completely on it. Let's get another rip here, Caratini. Here's a 2-2 pitch from Castillo. High, ball 3, full count. They're making him really work hard. 6 innings, and he's at 95 pitches with this delivery. Foul back. Caratini makes him throw some more. He's like, no, Castillo, you're not going to get out of this inning. 97 pitches incoming in just a moment. Here's the toss to Caratini, the Batman. He takes that for ball 4 on the inside. 98 miles an hour, almost clipped him. Good job. Really good at bat by Caratini there. Working the count full and getting the walk. Castillo is about to toss his 97th pitch. That was actually his first walk of the game. In 5 1/3 innings, the first walk. Myers comes to the plate with a runner on, swing and a miss. That ball is way outside and low. What are you doing there, buddy? What are you thinking about? He's like, yeah, my mind's not in this. Give me a timeout. He takes the traditional slow Jake Myers courtesy swing. Swipes away the demons. Swipes away the ghosts. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. Grounds that one to the right side. The first baseman's going to go to second. They're going to get the lead runner. Fielder's choice there. Myers will reach, but Caratini is thrown out. But, you know, if you're going to have somebody on first base, it's better to have Myers there than Caratini. Myers much faster on the bases than the Batman. If you got to have an out, you might as well have Myers on base instead of Caratini. That's the way I look at it. Yainer Diaz comes to the plate. First pitch is on the way. He goes after it, fouls it off. 96 miles an hour. It's nice to see Diaz go after that first pitch, 96, and get the bat on it, even though it's a foul ball. He is 1 for 2 today with a single, a nice single. Next delivery on the way. Way outside and low. Count is even, 1-1. Castillo's now at 100 pitches. This next one will be 101. How much longer is he going to stay in? Here comes the pitch. Outside again. 2 balls and 1 strike. This might be the last batter. Do they have anybody warming up in the bullpen right now? 2 balls and 1 strike to Yainer Diaz with Jake Myers on first and 1 out. Here's the pitch. Outside again. Good take. I'm proud of you, Diaz, for not swinging at that one. That was not a bad pitch. 3-1. If he walks him, are they going to bring in another pitcher? Here's the 3-1. Well, that's on the inside edge, and Yainer flies it up into the air. Into center field, and he puts it away. That's unfortunate. You should have just taken the strike. If you're going to do that, just take the strike. Get a 3-2 count, you know. I would have let that pitch go. Just let it go. Get that 3-2 count. Make him pitch more. The bullpen is going. Carlos Vargas is pitching in the bullpen right now. Here's the pitch from Castillo. He is now facing Cam Smith. Cam, we need you to crank it up, man. We need that 2-run homer to get those 5 runs. The foul ball is strike 1. 105 pitches on the way from Castillo in just a moment. And here, nope, he goes to first. Myers is back. The crowd, boo, boo, how dare you. Boo, boo, how dare you try to throw him out at first. 0-1 pitch to Smith. Incoming. Myers. Oh, Myers was off and running. An opposite field hit. Myers can score. Cam Smith is going to get to second. The Astros tie this game with a double by Cam Smith. Cam cranks it up and goes opposite field right inside the foul line. And Myers was stealing on that play. Perfectly timed hit and run. How do you like that? Perfect hit. Myers, heck yes. What a good, perfect play there. Wave him around. Myers scores. There's no guarantee that Caratini scores there on that play. 106 pitches now for Castillo. It looks like that's going to be it for him. Or are they just going to chat? No, they're going to buy some time. They're not pulling him out. Interesting. They're just having a chit-chat. Mauricio Dubon comes to the plate. Dubon has a double today. Percentage of runs scored with 2 outs. The Astros are at 46%. This game is tied. Astros have 9 runs on the board now as Dubon comes to the plate with Cam Smith on second base. I have a feeling Dubon's about to give us the lead right here. First pitch single. I'm calling it now. Here, no. They're going to say that Myers didn't touch third base. They throw over to third and tag it. But the umpires say, no, he was safe. He touched it. That was strange. The Mariners thought maybe he didn't touch third base, but apparently he did. Okay, that would have sucked. Here's the first pitch to Dubon. He does swing, but he doesn't get the bat on it. Yeah, they're going to show the replay. Barely touched that bag. It looked like he didn't touch it. He barely did. Second pitch to Dubon is outside. 1-1. 1-1 to Doobie. We need Ronel Blanco healthy. Yeah, absolutely we do. We need him. He's a workhorse. 1-1 pitch to Dubon. High and outside. Good take. 2 balls and 1 strike. Can you believe it? Castillo is up to 108 pitches. This next one will be his 109th. Is it normal for him to throw so many pitches? Here's the next one. Right in there. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Dubon. That was a slider right in the middle of the plate. This next pitch will be 110 pitches for Castillo. Man, his arm. How can his arm be okay right now? Foul tipped. Bounced off behind the plate. Count remains 2-2. Batistore says, we're traveling across the country and listening today. Thanks for doing this. Great. Safe travels. Happy safe travels to you all. Thank you for being here. Thanks for listening in. I'm in Japan. It's almost 5 in the morning right now. 2-2. Here's a pitch to Dubon. Fouled off again. Dubon just doing enough to stay alive. Cam Smith on second base. 2 outs, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Lots of twos. 2-2-2-2. 2-2-2-2. This game is tied right now 3-3. The bottom of the 6th. Let's see if Dubon can bring him around. He goes after it again and fouls it off. This time into the right side and barely into the crowd. Maybe 5 or 6 rows out. Rowdy Roddy Tellez can't get to it. Batistore says, we have followed Altuve for years and are big fans also. Yeah, man, how can you not be a fan of Altuve? People who don't like Altuve, like I said earlier, they're either hateful, stupid, or both. 31 likes on the channel. Thank you so much, guys. Finally got to 30. Let's go to 40. Let's keep it going. 2-2 pitch to Dubon. It's coming up in just a moment. Castillo, 113 pitches with this delivery. Swing and a miss. He finally gets the strikeout. Dubon can't foul that one off. Man, 113 pitches by Castillo. That man has worked his butt off today. Can you believe that? In just 6 innings. In 6 innings, 113 pitches. That is nuts, guys. That's abso-smurfly nuts. 113 pitches. That's basically 19 pitches per inning. The Astros made him work his butt off. 19 pitches per inning. So the Astros haven't been having bad at-bats. They're just not hitting the ball when they had runners on base. In the first, second, and third inning, the Astros had 2 runners on, first and second, each inning. Sometimes with no outs. Couldn't drive them in. In the third inning, they finally drove in some runs. But man, they've had many opportunities with runners on, scoring position, and left them on base. But the Astros finally tied it up 3-3 going into the top of the 7th. I would imagine that Sean Dubin is going to stay in the game. He is a multiple inning pitcher. Gordon exited after 5 innings. 5 complete innings, and then Dubin came in. So as of right now, Gordon will get a no decision. If Dubin stays in the game, the Astros take the lead. He would have to pitch this inning and the next one if the Astros take the lead in this inning in order to get the win. Man, they're talking about Randy Johnson. That's a throwback. First pitch from Dubin. Outside for ball 1. Information on the screen is not updated. I don't know who's at the plate. Leo Rivas. That next pitch is outside also for ball 2. 2-0. Leo Rivas today had a little success early on. That one's hit way high out to left field. Look at that catch by Altuve. I thought that was going to be a foul ball. I thought that was going to be in the stands. Altuve makes the catch right at the wall. Holy freaking cow. Man, that was pro right there. Guys, look at this. Look at that. Look at that. That wasn't just a good catch. That was a great catch. Holy cow. Dubin giving him the applause. Out number 1. While on the outside edge could have been called either way. Strike 1 to Dylan Moore. Man, that's my guy out there in left field. That's pro right there. Here's the next pitch. Fouled back. 0-2. Dubin jumps ahead in the count against Dylan Moore. That guy right there. Right there. That guy right there. I love that guy. Myers is all right too, but I love Altuve. In case you don't know, I love that guy, Altuve. Here's the pitch. Strike 3. Yes, he did. He went around. Check swing, and they say he went around. 3 straight pitch strikeout for Dubin on Dylan Moore. Out number 2. Look at this. Whoop. The Swiffer outside. Nice toss. That brings up Cal Raleigh Dubin cruising along here. Here's the next pitch. On that outside edge, just barely misses by less than an inch. Or did he call it a... No, that was a delayed call, but it was a ball. Sometimes this umpire, it sounds like he's saying strike because he's so aggressive. But he's saying ball, especially on the full count. Ball 3. Pitch there, the second pitch, way outside, ball 2. Four-seam fastball missing by a good 5 inches or so. 2-0 is the count. 2 outs, no one on. I can't speak right now. It's 5 in the morning. Please forgive me. Here's the next pitch. Ooh, that was low in the bottom part of the zone. We called a ball. 3-0. Man, that changeup misses. That should have been strike 1. Come on, ump. Get it locked in. Get it locked in, bro. Here comes the pitch. Well, that's a 4-pitch walk. Way outside on that one. That curveball. I thought that was a 4-pitch walk. No, the count's 3-1 suddenly? Okay. Okay, so they missed one of those calls just like I did. This umpire sometimes is so weird. They even miss the count on the MLB podcast or broadcast rather. Here comes the 3-1 pitch. Low and outside. Now that is a walk. He gets the walk anyway. Doesn't matter. Yeah, I was trying to tell you guys that sometimes, I don't think I've mentioned it this game, but sometimes this umpire, he calls the balls like strikes. And then sometimes he's really calm on the strikes, making them sound like balls, and it leads to confusion on the part of the batters and even the broadcasters. And I have to go by what I see, what I hear, and what's on the screen. And what was on the screen was 3 balls and no strikes, and he pitched what appeared to be ball 4, but it turned out to be one of those other earlier pitches was actually a strike, so the count was 2-1, then it went to 3-1. This umpire is kind of crazy. Julio Rodriguez comes to the plate with 1 runner on and 2 outs. Long delay here as we're waiting for the next batter. I'm not sure exactly what the delay was there. 20th pitch of the game for Dubin. Another timeout. This time called by the batter, Rodriguez. Can we get a pitch? My gosh. It's been such a long time between these batters. I don't know what's going on. Nobody said anything about the reason why. Here's the first pitch, finally, way outside. Looks like that threw Dubin out of his mojo a little bit, but then, of course, the last batter, he threw too many balls, so I wouldn't really call that mojo. If he's broken out of that, I'm fine with it. 1-0 pitch coming up to Rodriguez. Here comes the toss. Swing and a miss. Another one outside on the Swiffer. But he gets him swinging. The Swiffer gets him swinging. 1-1 is the count. Here comes the toss. And that's hit hard in the left field, and it's going to be down. Altuve runs over to get it. Runner's going to be around second and all the way over to third. He's sliding right in there. They go to second. Rodriguez is into second with a double. Runners on second and third now with 2 outs. So Dubin goes from no runners on with 2 outs to 2 runners on, second and third. That was a long run for Altuve, but if he had thrown it to second, it would be runners at the corners instead of runners at second and third. Dubin is done. They're going to bring him out after that one. Pitching change. Top of the 7th, who are they bringing in? Brian King. It's just my guess. Brian King. I hope they don't bring in Ort or Okert. I think those would be bad decisions right now. I think that Brian King should be your guy. Unless it's Abreu, they only need one out. They might bring in Abreu right now and then let Abreu pitch the 8th. Okay, that's going to be my guess. Okay, I like to take a guess in a situation like this because I don't know. So, because I don't know, I'm going to take a guess. Since they've got 2 outs, I don't think they'll bring in King. I think they'll bring in Abreu. That's my guess. I'm going to change the picture on the screen to Abreu, and we'll see if I'm right. We'll see if I'm right, guys. Let's see what's going on in the chat. Anything going on in the chat? All right. Yeah, Couch says it says 30 likes on my end. Yeah, right now I'm at 31 likes, so thank you very much. Sergio says 3-3 new ball game. That's right. And Couch says, okay, I was just a little behind. Now I got caught up. Good. Jordan says, I wouldn't trust anyone that didn't like Altuve, and I wouldn't have lunch at that Dubin's Avatar's house. Yes. That's right. Sergio says Altuve plays like that win ball games. Yeah, plays like that do win ball games. And he's good at that, too. That's one of the things about Altuve. Oh, they did bring in Ort. They brought in Caleb Ort. I'm a little surprised at that. They bring in Caleb Ort. Maybe it's because he's a right-hander. But still, they could have brought in Abreu. Someone should be warming up in our bullpen, says Sergio. Yeah, we had somebody. They just didn't show who it was. Here's the first pitch to a Rosarina. He goes after it, strike 1. 95 mile per hour fastball. Caleb Ort. I need to change the picture on the screen. Do I have Ort? I don't have a really cool anime picture of Ort right now. But I do have his regular picture. I'll put that on the screen. Next pitch is a little outside for ball 1. 1-1. Caleb Ort. All right. Next pitch on the way. Out of the zone. 2 balls and 1 strike. Runners on second and third with 2 outs, guys. Caleb Ort on the mound, replacing Sean Dubin. 2 balls, 1 strike. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. 97 mile per hour pitch up and in the zone, or up and out of the zone, in the upper outer corner of the zone. 2-2. The crowd is cheering a little bit, looking for that final strike, but I think they're more nervous than they are excited. Randy Rosarina 1 for 2 today. He's about to be 1 for 3. 2-2 with 2 on and 2 outs. Here's the pitch from Ort. Foul ball. 98 mile per hour fastball. Try to buzz it by him in the low part of the zone. Luckily, he got a piece of it. Luckily for him. Caesar says, Geaux Stros. Hey, Caesar, welcome back. Geaux Stros indeed. Come on, Ort. You can do it. Here's the pitch. Whoa! Way up and in. Almost clipped him. Full count. Man, that was dangerous. Full count. Here comes the next pitch. Strike 3. Got him. 97 miles an hour fastball on that outside edge. Gets him swinging. Out number 3. The Astros get out of it. We go down into the bottom of the 7th. This is the 7th inning stretch, guys. This game is tied up. The Astros come up with an opportunity to take the lead. They are having an official Memorial Day weekend celebration and a song, of course. And I'm going to use this opportunity to relieve myself. You don't need to know the details. You can use your imagination, but I would encourage you not to imagine too much. I'll be right back, and Geaux Stros. Okie dokie. I can't believe I made it back before the start of the bottom of the 7th. Man, it still feels so chilly in here. What is the temperature? Why does it feel like it's colder now than it was a couple of hours ago? My hands are colder. Am I going to need another cup of coffee? I guess I could make a cup of hot tea. That would be faster. I might do that after I finish this coffee. The coffee I have right now is still a little warm, but man, why do I feel so cold? 28 people watching right now. Thank you for being here. We're waiting for the 7th inning stretch. The 7th inning stretch. What is that, like a Lilo and Stitch baseball reference? Lilo and Stitch. But yeah, the 7th inning stretch is about over. We're almost back in the game. Finally back. And Carlos Vargas is indeed in the game now for the Mariners. Let's put him on. First pitch is going to be against Jeremy Pena. Top of the batting order. Whoa, 100 miles an hour right at Jeremy Pena's face. Brushes him off the plate. 1 ball, no strikes. Bottom of the 7th, Stros. Let's take this lead. Let's get those runs. Here comes the 1-0 pitch. Another one up and in. They say he did not swing. Little check swing. 98 miles an hour. He's tossing right at Jeremy Pena's face and shoulder right now. Scary at that speed. Here's the 2-0 pitch. Another one inside, but that one hits the edge of the plate for strike 1. 2-1. Come on, Pena. Here's the 2-1. It's on the outside edge, 98 miles an hour. He's throwing nothing but fastballs right now. 2-2. First 2 pitches way up and in. Next 2 in the inside. And then just inside the outer edge. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch from Vargas. Pena goes after it on the outside. A cutter, 93 miles an hour. Strike 3. Pena goes down. 1 away. Yeah, Pena didn't have a chance on that one. He wasn't ready for it. That brings up Isak Paredes. He hits this one really hard. It might be gone. It's all the way to the wall, right at the track. Off the wall. He can't handle it. It bounces off the wall. Paredes goes to second. He's got himself a double. Stand-up double. We've got ourselves a one out. Visiting my girl. And she was sleeping literally just a few feet away from me. But bless her heart, she wanted me to do the games. Even 2 or 3 in the morning, she said, do your games. You needed to do your games. She said, I'm fine. I can sleep. But I would whisper as best I could. Oh, they're going to walk you. Look at that. Altuve gets the intentional walk. I'm sad that he doesn't get the opportunity to hit, but I have to laugh because, yeah, that's right. He's Jose Altuve. You got this guy on the mound pitching 100 miles an hour, and they walk him to get to Walker. This is a great opportunity for Walker to make them pay. One out, runners on first and second. Isak on second, Altuve on first. Come on, Walker. Big hit right here, man. Give the Astros 3 runs. Come on. Takes that first pitch outside. Good take. The 92-mile-per-hour cutter. 1-0. 1-0 pitch. Here it comes. Swing and a miss. Man, that cutter low. That was a good one to be swinging at. He just couldn't get the bat on it. Right in the lower part of the zone. 1-1. The Batman, Victor Caratini, is on deck, but right now it's Walker. Walker's time. You know, Walker, despite his struggles this season, has come up with some really key moments where he has delivered for the Astros. This is another one of those opportunities for him to be a hero. Here's the 1-1 count. Pitch on the way. Grounded at the plate. 100 miles per hour on that cutter. 1 ball and 2 strikes. The hit by pitcher paid off. Yeah. We see they're scared of Jose. Yeah, of course they are. He can do it. Here's the 1-2 pitch to Walker. Low. Good take. 99 miles an hour below the zone. Don't swing at that garbage. 2-2 is the count. Come on, man. You can do it. I believe in you. I believe in you. 2-2 pitch on the way. Way outside. Good take. Full count. Crowd getting a little more into it here. Mariners in the dugout looking really nervous. Vargas steps off the rubber. He can't take the pressure. It looks like he's sweating a good bit already. How old is he? Looks like a young guy. Here's the pitch. This is hit up the middle. Is it going to get through? He's diving at it. They're not going to get it. They're not going to get it. He throws to second. It goes over his head. Diving catch by the shortstop, but he throws it at the second baseman, and he can't handle it. There's going to be an error there for sure. Look at this play. Shortstop couldn't handle the toss, the exchange. It bounces off his glove, and everybody's safe. We have runners on every base with 1 out. Bases juiced. They're going to call that a single. It was a rocket. Victor Caratini comes to the plate with 1 out. Fouls it back. That pitch was 97 miles an hour. He did have a sacrifice fly in this game already. It's not going to take much to take the lead right here, and the Batman can do it. He's back in the box. 2 grand slams actually this in his career. This one's hit up the middle. Is it going to be a double play ball? Yes, it is. Are you kidding me? All of that. And he taps it to second. An unassisted double play. The Astros blow their chances in the bottom of the 7th to get at least a 1-run lead, if not more, on that weak grounder right up the middle by Victor Caratini. Are you kidding me? Okay, if disappointment had a name, it would be Astros hitting with runners in scoring position. Top of the 8th coming up. This game is still tied. 8 hits for the Mariners, 11 hits for the Astros. 3-3. Maybe I need to go outside and walk around. Maybe have a little cry. A homer, a sacrifice. I mean, a single, a sacrifice fly, even a bunt. A bunt could have scored a run. A well-placed bunt could have done something. They could have done something to score 1 run. 35 people watching right now. Thank you for joining. I see that the numbers have gone way up. We are in between innings at the moment. We have gone into the top of the 8th. We're on commercial break, waiting for the game to come back. If you've just joined, make sure you like the live stream. I'd appreciate it. I'd love to get to 40. We're starting to get enough viewers so that might actually be a possibility. I need 9 more likes on the channel to get to that. Sergio says, hopefully that Caratini grounder isn't the play of the game. Yeah. Yeah, if the Mariners wind up pulling this one out, they're going to show that one. This was the changer. This is the one that sealed the game. I certainly hope not. 3-3. What another tight game. But once again, I was expecting, based on just the lineup, the pitchers, the expectations, I was thinking the Astros would have 5 runs in this game, and they would give up no more than 3. They can still do it. Jorge Polanco is pinch hitting right now. He's facing Caleb Ort. Here's the pitch. Right in there. Strike 1, 95-mile-per-hour pitch. Ort came in the game, got that last out. He's still in right now. Here's the next pitch. That's about a foot outside. Ball 1. Polanco batting for Garver. Brian King is warming up in the bullpen for the Stros, and the Mariners have another pitcher warming up. That one is a little outside for ball 2. 2-1 is the count against Polanco. Next pitch is on the way. Swing and a miss. Man, whew. Glad he went after that one. That one was low and inside. Would definitely have been ball 3. The count is 2-2. Man, I'm going to heat this water up again and make myself some tea because it is chilly in here. I'm feeling chilly Willy. Chilly Willy. Chilly McWillerton. The count is 2-2. No outs. No runners on. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Ort gets the strikeout on that outside edge. 4-seam fastball. 97 miles an hour. A punch out for Ort. Second one. 2 batters faced, 2 strikeouts. Won this inning. Perfect location on that outside edge. All right. Rowdy Roddy Tellez comes to the plate. He's 0 for 1 with a strikeout. He hits this one up the middle. The very first pitch into center field. Single. 1 out, runner on for the Mariners. 3-3 here in the top of the 8th. Tellez is going to come out. They are bringing in a pinch runner for him. Looks like J.P. Crawford is going to be in. First pitch to Leody Taveras coming up. Here's the delivery. Just a little outside. 88-mile-per-hour changeup. 1-0 is the count. 1 runner on, 1 out. I got a phone call, missed the end of the 7th. What happened? Double play ball by Caratini is what happened. Unassisted double play. 2-0 on that pitch to Taveras. One runner on first base, 1 out. 2-0 is the count. Ort shakes off a couple. Now he's got what he wants. Here comes the pitch. Low, ball 3. 3-0, 3 straight balls. Ort was looking good the first couple of batters he faced. Brian King is warming up in the pen for the Astros. Could see him this inning. Probably will. Here's the next pitch. That one's in there. Bottom part of the zone. 96 miles an hour. Just barely. 3-1. Taveras probably thinking that he was going to get a ball there. He almost did. How about a double play, man? Get out of this inning. I want to see that happen right now. A double play, get out of this inning, and let's get it done in the bottom of the 8th. Shut it down right here, Mr. Ort. 3 balls, 1 strike. Here comes the delivery from Caleb Ort. Taveras swings and hits that one into right field. That's going to be down for a hit. Cam Smith brings it in. Crawford goes to third easily. Runners on the corners with 1 out. Might be it for Ort. Is King going to come in? We'll see. That was a low inside pitch on the cutter. Taveras just pulls it out into right field. A nice, easy swing. Crawford can walk to third. Runners on the corners now. Ort remains on the mound for now. He's going to face Ben Williamson. Runners on the corners, 1 out. Here's the first pitch. Swing and a miss. High and inside, 97 miles an hour. Strike 1. Still an opportunity for a double play ball. That's what I'd really like to see right now. Double play ball. Let's get out of this inning with no damage done. Here's the 0-1 pitch from Ort. Williamson grounds it. Could be a double play. They go home. Why did he go home? They got Crawford at home. Dubon went home and he got him. That's great. They get the lead runner. They keep him from scoring. 2 away. But I was wondering why they didn't go for the double play. Was it just not an option? It was a rocket to Dubon. And he went straight home to Diaz and was able to get him. Look at this. We get the leadoff runner, the lead runner on third. Brian King will come in. That's going to be it for Ort. Ort comes out of the game. 2 outs. Inherited. 2 base runners for Mr. Magnum P.I. as he comes into the game. I still wonder, though, about that. That could have been a double play ball. I feel that Dubon could have tossed that to second to Pena, and Pena could have gone to first for the double play. And if they'd gotten that, they'd be out of the inning. So I'm not quite sure why he went home. Now, I can't see the play again right now. So I can only guess that maybe he thought that there was no way to get that out. So I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. At least they got the out at home. There's my Brian King Magnum PI picture. It's way too big. I need to size it down. Size it down. There we go. Boom. How about that? My my Brian King Magnum PI image. I love it. If you guys can see that on the screen, I'm sure you'll get a kick out of it. I think it's hilarious. Jordan says he would have scored before the double play. Well, if you get a double play, it doesn't matter. Like, for example, if you throw it to second, and you're in the process of throwing it to first, and he gets to the plate before it gets to first, it doesn't matter. They don't get the run. Let's see here. The batter has to reach first safely in order for that run to score. Brian King is on the mound facing Leo Rivas. Leo Rivas. First pitch is a ball, a little high and outside. 1-0. Okay, come on, Mr. King. Pull out that Magnum. Here's the pitch. Right in there. 91 mile per hour sinker. Strike one. 1-1. King, the left-hander, facing off against Rivas. 1-1. Here's the pitch. Ground ball to the left side. Jeremy Pena to first. Yes! Heck yes. 3 pitches and King gets the out. Astros shut him down. That's right. Magnum PI getting it done. Whew. Close call there, but the Astros defense comes through again. Top of the 9th, guys. I'm sorry, bottom of the 8th. Top of the 9th. What am I talking about here? Bottom of the 8th. The Astros coming up to bat, looking to take the lead. With Jake Myers, Yainer Diaz, and Cam Smith due up, the bottom of the batting order has been providing some hits for the Astros today. Jake Myers not with a hit yet. There's a little star, a little asterisk on that yet. But Yainer Diaz has a hit. Cam Smith has 2 hits. Dubon has a hit. Many of the Astros have a hit. The only ones without a hit today are Caratini and Myers. Everybody else has at least 1. Paredes has 3. Pena, Altuve have 1 each. Walker has 2. Smith has 2. Diaz and Dubon have 1. Astros have 11 hits on the board, just 3 runs. Need to put some runs on the board this inning, bottom of the 8th. Mr. Baseball is due up in just a moment. Jake Myers. That dude was trucking it to first. Yeah, he was. Pena had to hurry, and he made the play. Welcome back, Mark. Good to have you again. How many likes do I have on the live stream? 32? I'm 8 shy of the big 40 mark. I'd love to get to 40, but I don't think it's going to happen. Still, if it does, I'm still happy. 32 likes. I got to my target. My target today was 30, guys. Thank you so much for getting me there. 378 subs, getting closer to 400. Got 22 more to go. Colin Snyder is in the game. He'll be pitching for the Mariners. First pitch is on the way to Myers. Man, that was kind of low, but called a strike. 0-1 to Jake Myers. Next pitch on the way. Ooh, half swing by Myers. Man, if you're going to swing, swing. Don't do that. 0-2. Colin Snyder. Next pitch on the way. High and outside, ball 1. 1-2 is the count against Myers. Leadoff batter this inning. Astros looking to take the lead here. Come on, let's go. Here's a 1-2 pitch. Grounded to the left side. Should be an easy play for Crawford, but then again, he's mistake prone. As soon as I say it, I kid you not, he makes a terrible throw to first. And Myers is sent to second base because of the throw. It goes into the dugout. I'm sorry, guys. I don't mean to laugh, but J.P. Crawford is like an error machine. And as soon as I said it, he's prone to mistakes. He makes the catch. Easy throw to first. And look at that. Look at that throw. Are you kidding me? Jake Myers goes to second. First error of the game on a baby throw. Diaz comes to the plate. Runner on second. No outs. Here comes a pitch. Way outside. Man, that was a good 2 feet out of the zone. They must have done the scouting report on Diaz. This guy swings way outside the zone. But not like that. You got to put it in the dirt, too. 1-0 is the count. Our speedster, Jake Myers, on second. Here's the pitch. Opposite field. Fly ball, and it goes off into the crowd. 1-1. Man. Whoops. Need to turn that off. That's on the screen for too long. Can't keep those previews up. I can give you guys glimpses of it, but I can't just let it play. Here comes the 1-1 pitch to Diaz. High. Ball 2. Good take. 92-mile-per-hour fastball. Good old Crawford. You can always depend on him to give us some errors. As soon as they bring him into the game, he gets thrown out and makes an error. Love it. Next pitch, again, way outside. That was about 1.5 feet out. Come on. Give Diaz a little bit of credit here, man. Got to be a little closer and a little lower than that for him to swing at it. 3-1 is the count. Here comes the toss from Snyder. Way outside, ball 4. 5-pitch walk, and Yiner takes a little stroll. San pochimasu. In Japanese, it means to go for a walk. He goes for a walk to first base. 2 runners on for Cam Smith. He's having a pretty good day today with a single and a double. Crank it up, Cam. Crank it up again, man. Crank it up again. Snyder with 2 runners on now and no outs. Here comes the pitch. Smith takes that one low and outside, but in the corner for strike 1. 92-mile-per-hour fastball. That was a good pitch. Here comes the pitch. Check swing. Did he go? They say he did not. Below the zone, the 85-mile-per-hour cutter misses. 1-1. 1-1. Runners on first and second, no outs. Here's the 1-1 to Cam. He takes that one for a strike on the outside edge. The Swiffer. 1-2. Man, that was close. Right on that outside edge. You got to swing at that, man. Come on, Snyder. Give him a pitch he can crush. A big hit by Smith right here would make everybody go crazy. Here's the 1-2 pitch. High and outside. Good take. Evens the count, 2-2. You know, of course, if he just kept walking everybody, just walk, just walk in some runs, that'd be hilarious to lose the game to just walking everybody in. 2-2 is the count. Here comes the pitch. Low. Ball 3. Good take by Smith. He hasn't really had a good pitch to swing at. The very first pitch was on the outside edge. That was about the best one, I think. Full count. 2 runners on. No outs. You can do it. Snyder comes set. Here comes the full count pitch. Strike 3 on the inside edge. Yeah, I had a feeling he wasn't going to swing. Didn't want to say it, but that's what I felt. No break at all. Four-seam fastball right on the inside, 92 miles an hour. Should have been pulling that one, Cam. Should have cranked it up. Rookie mistake. If it's that close, you got to swing, bro. Can't be letting that crap go. Now they're going to have a little meeting on the mound as Mauricio Dubon comes to the plate. 2 runners on, first and second, with 1 out. Myers, a very fast runner, is on second. $11 hits for the Astros. Bottom of the 8th, guys. This game is tied at 3-3. Mauricio Dubon, Doobie, is at the plate. Let's see if he goes after the first pitch. Here's the toss from Snyder. He doesn't. Way upstairs, more than a foot out of the zone. I'm glad he didn't go after that one. 1 ball, no strikes. Here comes the pitch, 1-0. Swing and a miss. That one was below the zone. Shouldn't have swung at that one, man. 1-1. A slider curve known as the slurve. 1-1. Next pitch on the way. Up and in, fouled off. 82 mile per hour Swiffer. 1 ball, 2 strikes. All we need is a decent hit. A single will score Myers right here. Come on, Dubon. If anybody can get a single here, you can do it. I'm sure you can. He hits this one out into right field. And is he going to be able to tag and go? Probably not. Yeah, it's not deep enough. 2 outs. Dubon doesn't hit it deep enough for the tag. Myers remains at second. 2 away. Jeremy Pena comes to the plate, guys. Top of the order. Coach is going to come out to the mound. They might be having a pitching change here. Yeah, it looks like that's going to be it for Snyder. Yeah, Matt Brash is going to be in for the Mariners. They're not going to let Snyder pitch to Pena. I can go ahead and get that changed on the screen. Do I have Brash's picture? Maybe. Yeah, I do. I do have it. There we go. Matt Brash. There we are. I'm going to move that image down a little bit. And boom. There we go. All good. 3-3 in the bottom of the 8th. 2 outs. Runners on first and second. Jeremy Pena at the plate. Man. Another nail biter, right? Myers is a fast runner, says Sergio. We need a homer or a sacrifice fly to the right corner. Man, I would love to see a homer right now by Jeremy Pena. He hasn't hit one in a while. One of those line drive homers to the Crawford boxes that he's known for hitting sometimes. Sergio says, I really appreciate the occasional Japanese lesson. Doi tashimashite. And that means you're welcome. Sergio says, I don't think Pecan has had a hit yet today. Pecan? Yeah, Pena. Pena has 1 hit. The only Astros without a hit today are Caratini and Myers. Everybody else has at least 1 hit. Pena has 1. Paredes has 3. Walker with 2, actually. Matt Brash is up on the mound now and ready to go for the Mariners. The Flash, Jeremy Pena, is due up. I want to see a Jeremy Pena Line drive home run right now into the Crawford boxes. That is my strong desire. Make it happen, Pena. Give me some serious love. Here comes that first pitch in just a moment. It's on the way in the dirt. Brash a little scared. Brash is bashful. 1-0 the count to Pena. Here's the next toss. Swing and a miss on the outside edge. That was a few inches out of the zone. Should have been ball 2. Why are you swinging at that, Pena? Pena swinging for the fences. Where's that line drive homer? Show it to me. Show it to me. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Opposite field ground ball. Fouled off. 1 ball, 2 strikes. All right. My cup of tea is now ready. Runners on first and second, guys. Bottom of the 8th. 2 away. 1-2 is the count to Pena. Here's a pitch from Brash. Way outside. Ball 2. Counts even. Ooh, nice and hot. Nice and hot tea. 2-2. Here comes the pitch. In the dirt. If Pena walks, Isak Perez will be up with bases loaded. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Brash has had a few pitches that are a little out of control. I wouldn't be surprised to see a walk here. Come on, Pena. Feel the power, baby. Here's the pitch. Whoa, almost hit him. Ball 4. Up and in. 87-mile-per-hour slider misses its mark by a substantial sum. A significant margin. Bases are now loaded for Isak the Ball Paredes. And check this out, guys. Paredes has 3 hits today. Man on fire. Paredes' average has been creeping up. He's now up to 277. Big man at the plate. First pitch. Top of the zone. Takes that one. 87 miles an hour for a strike. Man, that was a good pitch. 2 grand slams in his career. Would love to see another right now. That'd be awesome in this series with a grand slam. On the outside edge. Whoo, that was close. 96 miles an hour on the outside edge. Called a ball. He got lucky there. Man, look how close that was. Wow. 1-1. Here's the pitch. Way outside and low. 2 balls and 1 strike. Paredes at the plate. Can you imagine walking? Paredes gets up and walks in a run and bases loaded. Hey, you got to get them how you get them. Here's the 2-1 pitch. He hits it to the left side. That's going to be an easy out to second base. Ground out for Paredes. Once again, the Astros strand base runners with bases loaded in the bottom of the 8th to come up with nothing. You know, it's easy to complain or say things about your team, you know, but I feel like it's just something I have to say over and over and over again. Astros strand runners on base. Astros strand runners on base. Astros strand runners with bases loaded. You know, it gets so old. Let's see here. Sergio says autocorrect got me. No respect to Pena intended. Yeah. Oh, I just thought it was some kind of joke that I didn't get. No problem. Daniel Berry Sports, happy Sunday. Happy Monday to you. It is Monday in Japan. It's almost 6 in the morning here on Monday. As soon as this game is over, I'm going to try to get myself a few hours of sleep, and then there's a local cafe that opens up. I'm going to go down there and have myself a little lunchy lunch. Top of the 9th coming up, guys. This game is tied up 3-3. I wonder if I can do a little poll. I can do a poll. Extra innings. I don't want to do a Q&A. I want to do a poll. Where's the poll? There it is. I'm going to ask you guys if you think there's going to be extra innings. Okay. There we go. Do you think there's going to be extra innings? Brian King is on the mound again for the Astros. He got the last out. Three to three. Here's the first pitch from King on the outside. Ball 1. The Swiffer missing. 0 for 4 is Dylan Moore. He's facing King right now. Here comes the 1-0 pitch. Right in the bottom of the zone inside. Man, that could have been a strike. Called a ball. 2-0 is the count. On the outside edge, that's a strike. 2-1. I was still trying to give that last pitch to King. 2-1 is the count. Here comes the next pitch to Moore. He fouls that one off. 2-2. Crowd is really quiet right now. I can't blame them. That was deflating. How many times do the Astros fans have to deal with that? So many opportunities missed. Fouled off again by Moore. The 91-mile-per-hour sinker flying out down the first base line. 2-2 is the count for the leadoff batter, Dylan Moore. Here's the pitch by King. Swing and a miss. Dylan Moore strikes the ground with his bat. You know, if you can't hit the ball, you might as well hit the ground. You know, you can't miss that. Well, you could, I guess. Nice toss by Magnum PI there. Fastball up and out of the zone a little bit. Kyle Raleigh is at the plate, takes that first pitch outside. A sinker for ball 1. 38 people watching now. Thanks so much. Help me out with a like on the channel. I need 6 more to get to 40. That ball's fouled off. No, that was not fouled off. My bad. I was clicking over onto the other screen to look at the live chat. That's a ball. 2-0. Here's the next pitch. That's in there for a strike. 80 miles an hour on the sweeper. Swiffer. 2-1. Here's the next pitch from King. Right in there and rocketed to the left side. They say that's a fair ball. It's off the wall. Is he going to go to second? No, he has to hold up. Pena goes out there. Good job by Pena to rush out there and get that ball off the wall. And he holds him to a single. That was ripped down the line. Altuve couldn't get to it easily because it bounced back off the wall. But Pena rushed out there to get it. Made Raleigh put on the brakes. Look at this. Off that wall. Not a good play for Altuve, but Pena ran all the way out there and got the ball in on one hop to second base. Heads up play by Pena. First pitch to Julio Rodriguez is a strike. 0-1. Rodriguez having a good day today. 3 singles and 2 runs scored. 3 for 4. He hits this one way out to right field. It should be a fly ball, easy made, and it is. Cam Smith puts it away. Out number 2. That might end the day for Rodriguez. I sure hope so. 2 away, guys. 1 out, then the Astros can try to walk this off. The Astros will walk this off. Arozarena at the plate. Here comes the pitch. Right in there. Strike 1. 80-mile-per-hour sweeper. A little bit of a Swiffer. 0-1. Here comes the next pitch from King. Swing and a miss. 93-mile-per-hour fastball on the top of the zone. Good toss. 0-2. We are 1 out away from going into walk-off mode. Crowd coming alive a little bit. Somewhat lethargically. Here's a pitch. Fouled off. Got him swinging with the fastball. 95. A little bit faster than usual. Count remains 0-2. Hey, Rosarina. You can take a roll back to the dugout. Come on, Mr. Magnum P.I. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. Ooh, just barely misses on the inside corner. Wasn't framed very well by Diaz. I don't think he was expecting it to be right there. It's 1-2. My hero, Jose Altuve, comes to the plate in just a little bit. How great would it be to see an Altuve walk-off? Strike 3! King gets him. Rosarena's just standing there jawing with the umpire, but that was clearly in the zone. Look at this. Sit down, man. That's a strike. That's what you call a strike. How can you call a strike when it's a strike? How can you call a strike when it's a strike? My man, my favorite reliever, Brian King, gets it done. We go into the bottom of the ninth. This game is tied. Both teams have exactly 11 hits and 3 runs. 1 error for the Mariners. 0 errors for the Astros. Now we have an opportunity to walk it off with my man Jose Altuve coming up in just a moment. Sergio says I call for the Stros to win in the late innings, so I'm hoping for a walk-off homer in the ninth. Man, yeah, King got it done. Yes, he did, Sergio, in 1 1/3 innings, right? He came in, got the final out with runners on. He did it. And then 3 up and 3 down, or rather 3 up or 4 up and 3 down, but he did it. He got through it. I want to see a traditional Jose Altuve walk-off home run. That's what I want to see. That's on my wish list for today. I will sleep so well after I calm down from being excited when that happens. Altuve's batting average has come up in the past couple of weeks because he's been doing so much better recently, but he's still only at 254. Big hit for Altuve is what we need. He's got 1 hit today. Come on, Altuve. Ambush him on the very first pitch. Casey Legumina. Casey Legumina. By the way, the coach got ejected because they were arguing about that strike call, but the ball was clearly in the zone, so I'm not really sure what they were arguing about. Kind of useless to get ejected this late in the game, right? What's the point in that? That ball was a strike. Why did you call it a strike? We needed it to be called a ball. It doesn't make sense, does it? Altuve's facing Legumina. Here's the first pitch. Ambush him. Ah, it's a strike in the bottom of the zone. 4-seam fastball. 0-1 on Altuve. Come on, Altuve. 0-1 pitch on the way. Ooh, swing and a miss. 95 in the top of the zone. Altuve was going after it, just couldn't get the bat on it. 0-2 is the count. Come on, man. He goes up the middle, no, to the left field with a single. Altuve comes through with a hit. Here in the ninth, to lead it off, we have a runner on. The 0-2 count, Altuve gets the single. He rips it into left field. Look at him get down on that. Sticks the tongue out. Yeah, classic Altuve there. Get the hit, get on base, stick out the tongue. All right. Now we're cooking with gas. Walker is up at the plate. Here comes the first pitch. Big swing right down the middle. How about 3 for 5? Ooh, on the outside edge. 0-2. Another 0-2 count. Back-to-back 0-2 counts. How about another hit? An 0-2 hit? Me likey. Here's a pitch. He fouls it off. 96 mile per hour right in the inner part of the plate. Yeah, he definitely had the 10-foot bat that time, Mark. Put some whiskey in your coffee. It's hero time. Not with my kidney like it is right now. Got to take care of my kidney. Oh, no, it's going to be gone. Christian Walker into the stands, into the Crawford boxes. He's the hero again. He did it. 2-run walk-off homer. Christian walk-offer. Christian walk-offer. Astros win 5-3. Jose Altuve gets on with the leadoff single. We are just 1.5 games back now. We were 2.5 games back. With this win, we are 1.5 back. I really believe that over the next couple of weeks we can take first place, no problem. Sergio Nostradamus, yes, that's right. Thank you all for listening. And now we're gonna do the scoring summary like we always do, and then I'll give you a really quick preview of the next game that's coming up. Man, what a great game. It was so difficult to watch for a while. But what did I tell you guys? I wound up being exactly right. Do you remember earlier? If you go back in the live stream, you can listen. I predicted the Astros would have 5 runs this game, and the Mariners would have 3. And look at the score on the board. Do you see that? If you don't believe me, go back and listen. At the very beginning of the game, that's what I said, 5-3. I am a wizard. Brian King gets the win. He's 3-0. Lagumina gets the loss, unfortunately for him. But he kind of deserves it, giving up the hit and the homer. In the top of the first, the Mariners jumped on the board first when Garver doubled, Rosarina scored, and Rodriguez scored 2-0 right off the bat. Gordon gave that up. In the top of the third, the Mariners got one more run when Rodriguez scored off of a single. He actually got second and third off 2 different wild pitches. 3-0 in the third. The Mariners were up, but they wouldn't score any more runs. Christian Walker singled to left in the bottom of the third, scoring Paredes. That was his first RBI of the game. 3-1 Astros. Caratini hit a sacrifice fly to right field, scoring Altuve. 3-2 Astros in the bottom of the third. And then in the bottom of the sixth, Cam Smith doubled to right field, scoring Myers. That tied the game 3-3. From there, the Astros would walk it off in the ninth. Altuve got a single, got on base, and then Walker came up and homered to the Crawford boxes, a no-doubter, won the game with a walk-off. Christian Walker walk-off. Christian walk-off. 5-3, the Astros win it. Heck yes. Just a quick recap of how the pitchers did today. Colton Gordon did not have a bad game. He gave up 3 runs in 5 innings. You know, not stellar, but I was expecting the Astros to give up 3 runs today, but no more. And that's exactly what they did. Gordon gave up all of them. The relievers were excellent. Dubin came in and pitched 1.2 innings, gave up nothing. Ort pitched 1 inning, gave up nothing. King pitched 1.1 innings, gave up nothing. Now, they did give up about 4 hits, but no runs. And that's the important thing, no runs. And in the ninth, the Astros walk it off. But how many runners did they strand on base? That was the crazy thing. The Astros stranded so many runners on base today. It was nuts. If you go back and you look at the series, Astros-Mariners series so far this year, they've played 6 games. I'm sorry, 7 games. 7 games. How many did the Astros win? 1, 2, 3, 4. The Astros are winning the series against the Mariners 4-3 total. First 3 games, the Mariners won 2-1, and the Astros win this one 3-1. Heck yes. 1.5 games out of first place. And the quick preview for tomorrow's game. Let's take a quick look at it. I'm sorry, there is no game tomorrow. They have a day off. Finally, the Astros and me, we both get a day off. They're going to be playing the A's. And if I'm not mistaken, they are going to be at home. Yes, that's right. They're going to stay in Daikin Park for a series against the A's. That game is going to be on the 27th. For me, the 28th at 9:10. That's an evening game, so that's a good one for me. 9 in the morning for me, 9:10 in the morning. Perfect for me. I'm happy to get up and do a 9 o'clock game. That's great. That's great. Let's take a look at the full schedule right quick. How many games do they have against the A's? How many is that in that series? That's no, just 2? Is that right? A 2-game series at home? Just 2? Well, that's kind of crazy. Hunter Brown's going to be on the mound on Wednesday, or should I say for you guys, Tuesday. For me, it's Wednesday. And McCullers will be on the mound on Wednesday. So it's going to be Brown and McCullers against the A's. And then we're going to have a 4-game series at home versus Tampa Bay. So the Astros have 6 more games at home, a long homestand for the Astros. But this is a good opportunity for the Astros. 6 more games at home with a tough schedule coming up for the Mariners. So we have a really great opportunity to get first place here. All right. Let's take one more look at the live chat, and then I'm out of here, guys. Let's see. Mark says, thanks for the play-by-play. Good job. Thank you so much for the compliment, and thank you for being here. Thank you for the likes, the comments, everything. And thank you for subscribing to my other YouTube channel. I appreciate that, guys. Thank you for following me here. Thank you for all the support, comments, subscriptions, etc. Will Bite says, hell yeah. Casey Jones says, holy cow, Walker coming in with the game winner. Absolutely, yes. And Will Bite says, good fight, good night. Good night to you, too. It's a good day for me. I'm about to go back to bed. It's 6:15 in the morning. I'm going to get myself a little nap. Sergio says, Walker's hallelujah moment. He's the best first baseman that we've had since La Pina. Yeah, I hope that everyone will light up on him. Yeah, I agree. He just needs to keep coming along, you know. BitDog says, have a peaceful nap. Thank you so much. I'm sure I will now. And Sergio says the Astros are 3 games over 500 again. Let's keep it moving, too. Let's keep that Astros train moving. Final likes are 37. Came just shy of 40 likes on the live stream today. But it's quite possible that I pick up a few more likes after the live stream is over. So thank you guys so much for all of that. I think that today's numbers are going to be pretty good. It's going to help out my channel. I need 22 more subs to get to 400. And that's what I'm hoping to hit before the end of this month. Thank you all for helping me to get there. I'm going to go ahead and sign out now. From Hiroshima, Japan, I wish you all the best. See you in a couple of days. And until then, Geaux Stros. Jordan, you are welcome. Thanks to you too.